Stadium, Kansas City, sold out as the first-place Chiefs go against the upset-minded Patriots. Weather is going to be a factor all game long. There's accumulation of water on the field they're trying to get rid of. The hard rains are expected to fall throughout the afternoon. The Chiefs are in position to win their way to the AFC Western Division title with San Diego locked in the first-place tie, but the Chiefs have all the tiebreakers right now, but they cannot afford to stumble against the Patriots. Good afternoon, everyone. Don Crickey with Paul McGuire. The two teams have an additional opponent to confront today, and that's Mother Nature. She is playing through hard. Kansas City comes in with a reputation of having a power running game, but of late, the power game, Paul, has lost its pop. What's happened?
I don't know. We did the game last week against L.A. Kansas City Chiefs on the ground gained 17 yards. At the end of three quarters, they had 8 yards rushing. Now, on the left is Barry Ward. He's not going to start. Christian Okoye will start at fullback because they think he's the better runner against the 3-4 defense.
The long season of the New England Patriots got longer yesterday. They spent 6 hours waiting for their flight to leave at Logan Airport because of the weather in Boston. They finally got here. And when they arrived last night, it was a surprisingly optimistic group. They say they had their best week of practice. They fully expect to come in here and upset the Chiefs.
Oh, what a great position to be in. They got a young quarterback, Scott Zolak, and they're here playing a division leader. All they have to do is knock this team off. It makes their season. But the thing that they're playing for, Crick, is jobs next year. These are individual efforts today.
Right now, the Patriots will kick the ball off. It is a driving rainstorm. It let up a bit. Coming with the ball is Harvey Williams, a speed back from LSU, and the Patriots run him wide and run him out inside the 20-yard line. And there, Kansas City will go on offense, first down and 10. Jerome Henderson made the play on special teams for the Patriots. As we look at Kansas City on offense, Dave Craig has been the mover for this team. He has played great football, a 13-year veteran in his first year with the Chiefs. Okoye is the big back who starts today. They feel he'll run better against the Patriots 3-4 than Barry Ward. McNair's a pass receiver. Jones and Davis wide out speed. The offensive line has not had the usual gusto. They haven't been firing out, according to their coach, Marty Schottenheimer. And he wants the attitude back. He said running the football is as much an attitude as anything else. You've got to want to pound people. And they'll go first and 10, and Okoye is the man who's going to get the ball. He's taken down at the 20-yard. Here's a free football on the field as the Patriots head towards the end zone, and the touchdown signal is Tim Goad came up with a free ball, and the Patriots jump on top. So the underdog Patriots, a 2-11 team. And as we mentioned, an optimistic group coming in, have reason to build on that optimism.
Didn't you say in the beginning, just about a minute and a half ago, the ball's going to be put on the ground? Well, It was put on the ground by Christian Okoye. I don't understand. When you're going to run Christian Okoye, you don't run him wide. You run him straight ahead. He has got to get his shoulders square so he's effective. When you start running him wide, you slow him down. Look at, he's going to his right. Now, he can't get square up the field. He gets hit, and the ball comes out. Johnny Rember, 52, hits it, picks the ball up. They have a touchdown. Again, run Okoye up the middle, not wide.
The Patriot coaches were all raving about the season that Tim Goad has had at nose tackle. And this time he takes it into the end zone. Rembert and Hurts freed the ball from Okoye. So with the game just seconds old, 18 seconds gone by, and already the Patriots, a huge underdog, have taken a 7-0 lead. And Coach Schottenheimer, who was waiting for his running game to return, finds his running game giving up points the first time it has the ball.
But see, now there's some controversy down on the field. You see the touchdown. But the one thing about this offense of the Kansas City Chiefs, they will not get out of it like they did a week ago against Los Angeles. They just went after, halfway through the first quarter, Crick went totally to the pass. Okoye carried the ball, was in for 2 plays. Barry Ward last week was in for 7 plays. That's 9 total. Now, there's Tim Goad. He's a happy man. He's got 6 points. But the Chiefs, being down by 7, will not change their offensive game plan. It just stays intact. They just do the same things they were doing before, except hold on to the ball, they hope.
And I'll tell you, Paul, the water's coming down here at Arrowhead like water in a car wash. This is a deluge. And there's going to be more balls on the field. They play on an artificial turf field, which is good. It does maintain a semblance of traction despite the downpour.
I'd skip this baby along the ground. The wetter it gets as he gets down to the player, the harder it is to pick up.
Bauman's going to kick off. Didn't he just do this? He hits it high into the air. Coming up on the ball is Williams. He catches it at the 10. And he runs into a wave of Patriots who knock him back at the 25-yard line. One of the things the Patriot players, to a man that we met with, talked about was making something happen early, giving their defense a reason to keep on playing great football. There's a team that held the Colts to 2 field goals last week. By any measure, that should be a winning effort on the defensive side. But they lost the game because they've been shut out the last 2 weeks of the Patriots. As we look now at the New England defense, Agnew, Godin, Williams across the front. Tippett, Brown. Marty Schottenheimer, the coach of the Chiefs, said there's not a better inside linebacker in the NFL than Vincent Brown. There are the secondary players as Dave Craig, in the pouring rain, looks to check off the play on 1st down and 10. The Patriots lead 7-0. Okoye this time with 2 arms on the ball, but the New England Patriots give him very little. He's knocked down at the 26-yard line.
You know, one of the things we talked about at the beginning of the game, and we'll talk about the Patriots when they get the ball, they love to run it also. But in order for the Kansas City Chiefs offense to work with play action passes, the short stuff, getting the ball downfield, the running game must work. And they have, in the last few weeks, have not been able to run the football. And Marty Schottenheimer says we were supposed to be the team that could run the football. We have not done it lately.
That first touchdown could go a long way in conditions like this. Tim Goad in the end zone with Okoye's fumble on the first play from scrimmage. On 2nd down and a long 8. The give is again to Okoye. He takes on tacklers. They take on him. And Okoye is knocked down hard at the 30-yard line. Vincent Brown takes down Christian Okoye. And now Todd McNair comes in. And every pass play, Paul, is going to be an adventure today.
It really is going to be. But we'll get back to that in a second. But this little quick draw to Okoye. Gets some nice blocking up front. And when that happens, he can pick up a few yards. Anders, number 38, was the blocker in front of him. On a day like today, Kirk, this is an ideal day to throw the football. And believe me, I'm not crazy because the offensive receivers know exactly where they're going to be. Defense, they're going to have a terrible time with footing.
Catching it might be another matter.
Yeah, that's true.
3rd down and 5. From the shotgun, Dave Craig gets time, lofts it deep. Going down is Burden. And the ball is broken up very nicely by the rookie defensive back, Rod Smith, who went high in the air and tipped it away. Smith, 22, was the Patriots' 2nd-round draft pick out of Notre Dame. Dave Craig, who's had a lot of big games lately, can't hit this one.
Well, look at this ball. It just really has too much air under it, and it gave Rod Smith time to get back and get to the ball. Burden had him beaten. If the ball would have been thrown deeper, that's easy to say. I guess he's going to lose the handle on it. Would have been a completion, or could have been.
New punter in. There was an injured punter last week, Brian Barker. This is Kent Sullivan they just picked up. Walter Stanley goes back for New England. Fields the ball at his 28. They set up a return left.
Fumble.
Ball on the field. Kansas City has it. You like fumbles? We got fumbles, and there's going to be plenty more to come.
I think Carter's the guy that got downfield. Dale Carter, number 34, that makes the pop on this play. Tracy Rogers ends up with the football. But watch 34. No, I'm sorry, it isn't him. I thought it was.
McNair.
It was McNair, who is the receiving back out of the field. Carter goes down. He was in the vicinity. Look at McNair. That ball pops out. You take this game right. It's going to be on the ground, huh? Twice. Twice it's been on the ground.
And we have 12:49 left to play in the first quarter. The Patriots made their fumble recovery count as Tim Goad scooped it up, ran into the end zone on the Chiefs' first play from scrimmage, and that's how it stands, 7-0.
Throw the ball.
Okoye. Come on like a locomotive, hits right at the Patriots and drives the ball to the 25-yard line, a gain of almost 7 yards on the play. Goad was knocked back, but he made the tackle.
One of the reasons I said throw the football is if you look at the Patriots defense, correct, you've got 8 guys up along the line of scrimmage. They are going against run. There are only 3 guys deep, 2 corners and 1 safety. So it's an opportune time to run a play action and throw the ball. Now here's Okoye. Again, straight ahead. This is where he's effective. Not running wide. You take away all of his strength. This defense, I mean, everybody's up on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're looking run all the way, and run it is back to Okoye as the Chiefs are firing out off the ball. Now their ball might have been on the field, but the Chiefs have it, and they do have a first down to the 20-yard line. That might be the game plan all day long. Right at the Patriot defense on a straight-ahead drive block by the offensive lineman with Okoye to follow.
Well, just remember now on this, you got Mike Babb, who is a new center, so they're running straight up the middle. What this does is if you see Babb 60 and they're pushing and shoving, if you have Okoye going straight up the middle, Cricket, it eliminates about 7 other players because you're running directly at Goad and you're running at the 2 inside linebackers. So it kind of basically eliminates the other 8 players.
Patriots could be ripe to be hit by a deep throw anytime also. Ball playing up, they go back to Okoye. And at this point, the Chiefs dominating on the line of scrimmage, their offensive line beating the Patriots defensive front. Again, Goad on the tackle. But again, a gain of about 5 yards on the run.
When you look at up in the middle, all they're doing is straight ahead. Goad 72, Babb 60. Look at this. They're one-on-one. Now watch who ends up making the play. Goad gets rid of Babb. Remember, Babb has not played since August either. He's been home in Cleveland with a radio show. I don't think he's in too good a shape.
Conan the Barbarian, they call him in Cleveland, part of a routine they had there. He was a good center for a number of years, and here now is the handoff. Going straight again is Christian Okoye inside the 15-yard line and close to a first down, but short of it. Jonathan Hayes and Keith Cash, a pair of tight ends blocking for the Chiefs.
Didn't you say at the beginning of this game New England shortened up their offensive game plan?
They were going to simplify things for Scott Zolak.
How about this team?
Yeah.
We've seen one play and a pass play. We've seen Christian Okoye and one pass play.
Tell you, the way the Patriots are coming up, though, Craig, he doesn't mind throwing in the rain. He's going to go to the end zone before long. First, they're going to have to stop Okoye. Now they go to the power back set. I set. Okoye is the high back. Once again, Christian Okoye runs it. He's to the 10-yard line. He's very close to a first down. The mark of the ball. They might call out the chains.
He has to get in at the 10-yard line because the chains seem to be right on the line. And I don't think they'll even hesitate about going for it if they didn't make it. Okoye, again, here's a play I just wouldn't call with him, is going outside the tackles. Because once you go out there, you really take away his strength. Christian Okoye's strength is straight ahead, getting his shoulders squared, and he can take on defensive linemen and move them a half a foot, a yard, whatever he needs. It's amazing how they can get so close and they win it. First down.
Nose of the ball is there.
See, take a look at Okoye. See where he's going this way? His shoulders are going left and right. So it takes away some of his strength. The hole was there. Anders gets a good block. The hole is there. But to move Okoye, I mean, they're doing the right thing with him. Right up the middle, 4 to 5 yards, a whack. He's carried the ball 8 times. They've only thrown 1 pass.
That was incomplete. Andre Tippett told us last night, if we can stop Okoye, we can win this game. But right now, they're not stopping Okoye. They are winning the game, the Patriots, up 7-0. Right back to the big back. Not chancing the fumble. He's running every time with 2 arms on the ball after his fumble on the opening play of the game that was taken in for a touchdown by Tim Goad of New England.
If David Craig runs a bootleg, any kind of action with Okoye up the middle, the fake to him, and bootleg back out by himself, and just run a tight end or whoever's on the end of the line on that one side, the short side of the field, it will be touchdown if they can catch the ball because everyone is just jamming in the middle.
Scotty Scarnecchia, officially the team staff spokesman, functioning as the head coach. Dick McPherson did not make the trip, although he was at practice every day this week, feeling better all the time. Here is the throw and incomplete on a 2nd down and 8 play. Kicking game also, Paul, is going to be an adventure as the Chiefs could be 1 down away from trying a field goal. 3rd down and 8 coming up as they now send an array of wide receivers.
Well, that time Craig tried to run the bootleg, but the guy they didn't fool was number 99, David Howard. He was right out in Craig's face. He never had a chance to throw the ball and just had to dump it.
Turnover count is even now. Flood formation. 2 wideouts right, 2 wideouts left. Craig in the shotgun. He's liable to call a draw and run it himself. Big rush. Craig looking to run. He's going to get him. He's taken down at the 13-yard line. He initially did look to pass, then tried to take it up the middle. And the Patriots defending very well. Dwayne Saab, rookie linebacker, makes the stop.
Watch the defense just converge on the quarterback. They know it's past. They're all taking off and are just heading right for Craig. He has no place to go. Number 56, Andre Tippett, is the man that forced Craig up inside, and then everyone else converged on the play.
Nick Lowry, a 90% plus field goal kicker this season. He's hit 20 of 22. Be a 30-yarder. The hold is by Dave Craig. Kick is on the way, and Lowry, despite the conditions, drives it through. So the Chiefs capitalize on a New England turnover for 3 points after the Patriots capitalized on a Chief turnover for 7. Parents of the Patriots quarterback, Scott Zolak, asking themselves the eternal question, are we having any fun yet?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, when you see where they are, ladies and gentlemen, they had better seats in their hotel. They could see better. It's right across the street. It's a hotel. Look where they are in this stadium. Nice seats, Scott.
Hey,
boy.
You might be big in New England, but Kansas City, they haven't heard of you.
Yeah, they don't know who he is yet. They will. Dick the kick.
Lowry, who hit the field goal, kicks off, drives it downfield. And coming with the ball now for the New England Patriots is Scott Lockwood. He's a rookie running back from Southern California.
And he put it on the ground, Crick. I'm sorry, but it hit the ground.
It'll be there again. Here comes Zolak. Dan Harlow, one of his offensive tackles, saying what he brings to the huddle is a confidence bordering on cockiness, but it infuses the whole team. They like playing for him.
Hi, Super Dave.
Automobiles, experience precision-crafted performance. Buy new Hager wrinkle-free cotton pants, 100% cotton, 0% wrinkles. Buy Grape Nut cereal. Breakfast with Grape Nuts helps keep you going strong all morning long. And buy Sony Handycam, America's most popular camcorder.
Don Criqui with Paul McGuire back at Arrowhead Stadium. A number of no-shows, but the resurgent Chiefs are sold out now when they play at home. A playoff team under Schottenheimer looking to go back. The Patriots, a huge underdog, leading 7-3. Zolak goes to scrimmage now. And driving with the ball is Leonard Russell, and he takes it ahead and gets it out across the 35-yard line to the 40. Patriots sending their offense out for the first time, yet they lead the game. Leonard Russell breaking a play on first down. Stevens will be in the lineup often. They want to get the ball to Fryer more. They'll try some end around, some reverses with him quite possibly. Harlow and Chung, the young tackles. Redding, Chilton, and Williams across the middle. Patriots have given up an NFL high 61 sacks this season. Leonard Russell goes boom into the Kansas City defense. One of the best in the National Football League. Leonard Griffin, number 98, was the tackler. You see the front group. It's now a 4-3 defense. They switched to that this year. Neil Smith is the team's sack leader with 12. And, of course, the great outside linebacker Derek Thomas, a first-team All-Pro player. He has 11.5 sacks. Dale Carter, some people say, is the best rookie in the NFL. At left corner, he was the 20th player picked in the draft. And they go to the dime with extra DBs coming in.
I don't think we'll see much of that.
This time it's John Vaughan, cutback runner from Michigan, and he takes the ball on second down ahead for a gain of about 3. Gets to the 45-yard line before outside backer Chris Martin tackled him.
Leonard Griffin also in on the tackle. I mean, you better wrap your arms around these guys today. You have a tendency to just pop guys on a day like today. First of all, you're wet, you're cold. But this offense, remember, they sat on and so did the defense, they sat on the bench for over 8 minutes of the game before either one of them go back onto the football field. Be interesting to see.
Temperature is in the high 30s. It was 38 degrees at kickoff, but it'll be dropping. Rain continues to come down in torrents on the field as Zolak throws and makes a connection. His tight end Marv Cook It's stopped at about the 48-yard line. He'll be short of a first down on a third down throw.
Excuse me, Crick, I like the throw, except the problem is he throws like a 1-yard pass pattern. To Cook, watch this. Zolak, 1, 2, and throws the football. Now look where Cook is. He's down. He's not even close. He's got to get to the 50-yard line to get the first down. It wasn't even close. Then Thompson makes a super play.
Sean McCarthy now saddled with the tough job of taking the hard, long snap and getting a punt away. And Dale Carter, there's the rookie, third in the AFC in punt returns with over 11 yards of return. He ran that 86-yarder back for a touchdown. He got that in the opening game of the season against San Diego. Well hit by McCarthy. A high spiral that forces Carter into a fair catch. He fumbles the ball and then falls on it at the 12. Net gain of 2 yards. He fair caught it or tried to at the 10. Very nearly another Patriot ball.
And a little pushing and shoving.
Kansas City's beaten New England the last 6 of the last 8 times they've played. The last time they met was 2 years ago in December. Chiefs won 37-7.
Well, you should never fair catch this ball on a day like today down the 10-yard line. I would not be surprised to see the Kansas City Chiefs just change one thing on special teams. And New England also. Put 2 people back there and at least talk it over and say, let it go, let it go, let it go. He's down. Carter's down at the 10-yard line. And then you see a little altercation afterwards with Kevin Turner. Nothing really happened. Exchange little pleasantries. That's all.
So far, 2 punts and 2 fumbles. Carter got his back. Here's Okoye again, and the Patriot defenders are reading him all the way. A penalty marker's down at the line of scrimmage, and that stops the clock with 4 minutes and 53 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Ray Agnew came all the way from the other side to make the play, so if you're going to run those slow developing plays, off tackle holding, that'll put him back another 5 yards. I don't know if you take the penalty here or not. I think you refuse it. They didn't gain anything. But you're going to have to block on the backside.
Larry Nemmers, the referee.
Number 85, holding.
Apparently his mic is shorted out.
Jonathan Hayes, number 85, is the guy that's holding. Watch this. You cannot wrap your arms. That's not only holding on Tippett, that's a takedown. That's illegal. Or a new dance step. I'm not sure.
They can keep him out, though. Whatever's fair. 2nd and 10. Kansas City. And the rain picks up in intensity. Dave Craig, free ball. Patriots could have it. They certainly think they do. We'll wait for a striped shirt to confirm it. But the Chiefs may have lost another. Five fumbles so far in this first quarter.
All right, let me explain something to you, folks. And New England Patriots, remember something. Last week, they only gave up 6 points. But watch this. Here's Craig. Now, when he steps up, he's going to get hit by Andre Tippett. The ball comes out. Now, if you're going to run play action passes, you've got to have a running game first. Now, here comes Tippett inside. Okoye tries to block. You've got to get up in his face. And watch Tippett. Right there, knocks the ball loose. Well, I don't know. If there was a replay, they may have given the ball back to Kansas City because Craig's arm was moving forward.
Looks like it could have been. That's right. Let's see if we can call the play here, Paul. I pick Leonard Russell, the eye back, to get it.
I would. Nice call, Craig.
Leonard Russell. He might be heading in. He's down close. Stopped at about the 2-yard line. Good lead block on the play by John Stevens. Tackled by Chris Martin. But on a 1st and goal carry, big Leonard Russell powers his way down close to the goal line.
But you watch what the Patriots do. See, they block back, and you see Stevens, number 44, he blocks back and takes the backside away, so you can't catch the play from behind. Now they go straight ahead. That's what you have to do. That's what the Chiefs are not doing on offense. They're not blocking on the backside.
That was number 77, Pat Harlow, the left tackle, moving out in front, also getting a big block on a linebacker. It now becomes 2nd down and goal. As Zolak, with a timeout on the field, and 3:49 to go in the first quarter, goes to the sideline, getting all the counsel he can from Skarnecchia. We'll be back to Arrowhead in a moment. We talked about their optimism last night, apparently well-founded. They had a great week of practice, they talked about, Paul, and they're playing terrific football. getting a little help from the conditions
That's
also.
right. But, and Marv Cook, number 85, gets a sensational block. Watch this. Watch who he's following. See 85 coming in? Watch this. Bang. In the end zone. Right over top. That's pretty.
So Leonard Russell protecting the ball, following his blockers, and now Charlie Bauman's out to try to make it a 14-3 game New England. Not going to happen. Dale Carter brings him down. And so the Patriots will now go into kickoff formation with a 13-3 lead.
Hey, Benny. That's Benny Thompson. Benny, let me explain something to you. Once this guy is tackled, the ball comes out. That's about it. Whistle blows. That's it. He's down. Whistle blows. First of all, it's not a fumble. The ground, if you're being tackled, cannot cause a fumble at that point. And then everybody's diving at the ball. That's crazy. The whistle. Hear the whistle? Once the whistle blows, everything stops. Honest.
Might not be able to hear with that rain drumming on your helmet. So the Patriots with a 13-3 lead. They've converted 2 fumbles by Kansas City into 13 points, 2 touchdowns.
Well, I'm just telling you, you talk about some excellent blocking. Redding coming out, number 70. He gets a block, Cook gets a block, and Russell gets a touchdown. That's teamwork. You know, this, again, I want to mention this team last week against Indianapolis Colts. They only gave up 2 field goals. Now, here are 2 fumbles resulting in touchdowns. That's a giveaway, takeaway. Kansas City Chiefs, remember, they're the number 1 team in the National Football League. And the New England Patriots, they're near the bottom. But this Patriot defensive football team, 2 field goals and you can't win a ball game? They didn't even have 100 yards total offense today.
Now, they just had a disastrous day. But they come in unbowed. But the critics are in here to win, and they're doing it right now. And the Chiefs in a tough position on this wet day to come back with a passing game. As Kimball Andrews breaks it, another ball on the field. That's only 6 fumbles so far.
All right, here's the question you were talking about a little while ago. The ball is fumbled out of bounds. Control was Kansas City. He cannot fumble it forward. The ball will be marked back down at the 31-yard line, not up at the 41-yard line. There's Andrews. He's coming up. Watch this. You've got to get control of this football. It's raining, son. Bang. Look at the hit. The ball comes out. Now watch what happens to the ball. Even though the Patriots touch it, doesn't make any difference. If the ball goes out of bounds, you can't get forward on an offensive play. The play should come back to the 31-yard line. They're marking it at the 39. Shouldn't be there.
Well, now they're looking. Officials are conferring, and Coach Schottenheimer is wondering what to call from upstairs. He's talking to his offensive coaches, looking for something perhaps more explosive than the straight-ahead slant play to Christian Okoye. Game clock is down to 3:34 to play. A driving rain falling on a day when the temperatures have now fallen into the low 30s.
Hear what he said? He said, which means that you can't fumble the ball forward from where the ball was hit. Then they'll go and bring it back there, and you don't get that extra yardage. That's the old Dave Casper rule, isn't it?
That's right. That was easy for referee Nemers to say.
I'm waiting for him to hit that switch and light up a little bit.
That's going to... I tell you, that can happen.
He'll shoot his hat right out of the stadium.
Christian Okoye once more, and he shoots ahead after the initial contact and gets the ball out to the 38-yard line, where he's tackled on the play by inside linebacker Vincent Brown and by Chris Gannon, number 91.
Rick, I'm hearing a little booze here, but, you know, Christian Okoye just picked up 5 yards. You keep doing that and go down the field. This all now is all low-risk stuff. You just can't afford. They've tried a couple of play-action passes, and they've gotten hammered with it. Now Craig's looking at his wrist, saying, do we have this play on my wrist or don't?
I think, though, Paul, your chances of going the long field on a sustained drive are very limited.
Really are, but, I mean, you can't be throwing the ball around, too, because they can't hold on to it.
Second down and 5, Okoye to get the ball again. A play fake, a penalty marker. Here's a throw downfield to a wide open J.J. Burden running in the open field. He's inside the 20 and taken down at the 8-yard line. A penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be critically important now to see which way the penalty flag goes.
Well, they don't look happy on the Kansas City bench, and they think it's against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now they're bringing it back.
Legal procedure.
Yeah.
It negates a 54-yard play. We were looking for Craig to hit somebody deep before long because the Patriots had everybody up, and he hit a guy with nobody within 10 yards of him.
I mean, the play was a perfect play called. We can forget about that. You don't hear him anymore. But there was a perfect play call. You got a guy in motion. And again, when I talked about the first series of downs with the Chiefs, New England Patriots have 8 guys, what they call in that box up around the line of scrimmage. So all you really have to do is get one-on-one coverage because that's what they're playing. They're playing man-to-man. They're not playing zone.
Tell you, Paul, referee Nemmers, he's either going to not be heard of from again today or else he's going to blow the sound system out when he comes on. I think we got to shorten that wiring.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wouldn't be hitting that wiring.
Dave Craig found the open man. He'll go back to it. He has to. His team down 13-3 as the rain continues to pour down in Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Second down and 10. Straight drop this time. Over the middle he goes. And then Keith Cash has the ball, and he's ahead for a first down.
Now, for all you young people out there, Keith Cash does the smart thing. Not only does he catch the ball, he goes for 20 yards, but watch what he does when he catches it. Look at his arms. He gets both arms around the ball, over the middle. Watch this. Now he's running with it. He's got both arms on the ball. Hit all you want.
A lot of guys popped him. Maurice Hurst was the first, and he bounced off. But the Kansas City Chiefs now got away from the running game, throw the ball on consecutive downs. One is called back. This one goes for 20 and a first down. They're down to the Patriots 13-3 with 1:28 to play first quarter. Craig looking deep. He's got time. Swings it off to his tight end. Keith Cash again, but this time linebacker Dwayne Saab is there to make the stop. Now while we have a moment, let's go to NFL Live in New York. Bob?
Don, with a record of 3-10, the Lions are intent on finding some things out about the former Heisman Trophy winner Andre Ware, their one-time #1 draft choice. He's got them off to a 7-0 lead early in the second quarter at the Silverdome over the Browns after this 13-yard peg with the catch and run by Brett Perriman. Nice bit of running by Perriman for the touchdown. Lions with the lead. Back to KC.
Thank you, Bob. And here in KC, we're inside of a minute to play in the first quarter. New England capitalizing on 2 Kansas City fumbles in the rain. Scoring 2 touchdowns. Tim Goad, a nose tackle, scored the first. Leonard Russell, a running back, scored the second. Chiefs have been limited to a field goal by Lowry. Handoff goes to Okoye on second down and 9. And he takes it inside the 45-yard line. We got folks hitting after the whistle here, Paul.
Well, you know, a little pushing and shoving, nothing dramatic. But with that time, what David Craig did, he got up to the line of scrimmage and he saw that the Patriots had 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs. So he checks off to a running play with Okoye, because if you get by the lineman, all you have to do is beat one of the linebackers.
That will do it for the first quarter of play. And the Patriots, who were 6.5 hours late arriving in Kansas City yesterday, get off to a fast start with a 13-3 lead.
Isn't that cute? You got to give the cheerleaders credit for being out here. I saw them dancing around. Look at this. And Lenny Dawson's name. He's right down the way here doing the radio for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Part of the NFL Hall of Fame and the Chiefs Hall of Fame. As now the Chiefs break the huddle. They have the ball, third down, and they need a good 6, almost 7. Ball position just inside the Patriots' 45-yard line.
There was a guy that's not going to quit smoking in the near future. Should I tell you that? He's going to smoke out on a day like this. You got problems, pal.
You have to keep it lit. Craig on the rollout. Here comes the rush. He dumps it off beautifully, and McNair is ahead for a Kansas City first down. Todd McNair with his 39th catch of the year. He's the leading receiver for the Chiefs, and it's good for a first down.
What a nice play by Craig. Now watch what he does when he rolls here. See 48 McNair sneaking through. Now watch. He's got his eye on him right now. McNair is going away from the defender. Craig just flips the ball to him. First down. That's a good heads-up play by both McNair and Craig.
Early in the second quarter, the Chiefs trying to get back in the game. Down 13-3. Okoye breaks it. Dave Craig, Paul, really sold the fake. It looked like he was play faking, and he dropped back as if to throw. And some of those backers stayed on him, and Okoye breaks it. Maurice Hurst finally knocks him down, but there's a gain of 11 yards and a first down.
Oh, Crick, watch the right-hand side of the screen. You're absolutely right. Watch this fake. It freezes the safeties. It freezes everybody on the right-hand side of the field. And then when Okoye breaks in, all he has is the secondary to deal with to make a good play, but he gets a first down.
Okoye getting a lot of work, 13 carries. He's up to 50 yards rushing. But so far, his initial fumble on the opening play from scrimmage has been the difference. That was what gave Tim Goat a chance to run it in for the first touchdown of the game. Nice play fake. Here's a throw coming out of the backfield again. This time it's Kimball Anders, number 38. Tim Gordon runs him out of bounds and does it at the 9-yard line. So the Chiefs, on a wet day, find themselves doing well with the passing game, as you expected they might have to go to.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Christian Okoye, what a tremendous block. Watch 35. Watch this block. Stop right here. Look at that block. I mean, he just takes the man out. Now he opens up the passing lane for Craig. He sees Anders. Anders gets the ball to the 10-yard line inside the 10. What a great play. Okoye makes it work.
Chiefs now go first down and goal. From 10 yards out. Again, Craig takes a look, lofts it into the end zone, and overshoots his man, Willie Davis, who averages almost 20 yards a catch. Dave Craig really thinks this kid is going to turn into a star. Great deep speed.
Say, David Poole kind of grabs him in the end zone. I mean, you know, no harm, no foul. Look at this. He's the only guy. He's the only guy in the National Football League, in the entire National Football League, that averages over 20 yards a catch. I don't think he wanted to catch that one. That was only like a 9-yarder.
For years, Stanley Morgan of the Patriots, he averaged over 20 for his career.
Yeah.
Finally retired.
We thought, when we saw him over in Berlin, we thought maybe he's going to play one year. We were with Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they just couldn't keep him.
Okoye turns it up, takes it to the 8-yard line, and that brings up third down and goal from 8 yards out. And power package people come in now. Now some wide receivers come in from the Kansas City sideline. Number 96, Brent Williams, was the tackler for the Patriots.
Obviously, the Kansas City would like to have a touchdown. I mean, we're not that dumb. But remember, there was a missed extra point by the Patriots. The field goal still only puts them a touchdown down. So they're not going to do anything drastic here. They want to get the touchdown, no question about that. But they'll throw the ball away if they have to, just to take the field goal, especially with a guy like Lowry.
Third and goal. 3 wide receivers set to the left, to the top of your screen. Dave Craig's looking that way. He fires towards the end zone. Almost a pick by the Patriot defense. And again, the Chiefs get close, but they stall, and they have to send out their field goal kicker, Nick Lowry.
What a nice play by Maurice Hurst, number 37. He's the guy that makes the play at the goal line. Left of your screen, you're going to see it. Craig is trying to get this into the end zone. Watch Hurst. Look at this coverage. It's absolutely perfect. You can't play it any better than that. And then they almost got the ball in the air. Good defense.
This will be a 25-yard try by Nick Lowry. Dave Craig is his holder. Patriots with the 13-3 lead. Both times when the Chiefs got down close, they couldn't get it into the end zone. Field goal try is good again by Lowry, who's now 22 of 24 for the season, so he builds on his NFL best field goal percentage. But they're going to need more as old Wile E. Coyote kicks up a little music.
Good. Now
Back we are at Arrowhead Stadium. Don Prickey with Paul McGuire. Strange things happening here in the rain. Primarily football's on the field, but the magic footballer Scott Zolak is here. That's always been a important of good things to come.
Signed by Joe Montana. The most famous ball in the world. This ball right here. This is a well-traveled football. And the nice part about this ball, it's dry.
This is the ball that Scott Zolak rubs a number of times, 16 times for his number before every game, and then goes out and tries to do great things. And he did in his initial start against the Colts a few weeks ago, when the Patriots, after getting off to the 0-9 start, won their first game. Won again the next week. And now the Patriots run the ball back. As running hard with the ball is that rookie fullback, Scott Lockwood, who apparently is a man of sure hands because he's not normally a kick returner. They want guys that are going to hold the ball, and he did get it out to the 29-yard line.
Rick, everything in weather like this, everything changes. Your game plan per se, I mean, the majority of it kind of goes out the window. What you're looking at now is nothing but safe plays. And here's where the offensive defensive lines really come into play. This is where this whole game is played, is on the line of scrimmage.
That ball is Zolak's also, Paul. That was a time filler yesterday in Logan. They were playing catch with it in the terminal until they were asked to stop by airport officials. Here was a handoff, and Leonard Russell, who scored a touchdown today, runs on first down and gets close to the 34-yard line.
Little push and shove. Pat Harlow was his intended receiver in the airport yesterday. We were talking to Tom Bass about that, and he said, yeah, but how many did he catch? I mean, what was his average?
Harlow was raving about his arm last night. He thinks he's got a stronger arm than Zolak.
In an airport, he does.
He can't hit the target quite as well, but...
Everything these guys, I'm telling you, the Patriots are having fun. I mean, they're not going anywhere in the playoffs. They got a chance to knock off the #1 team in the West, in the AFC West, and they're having fun.
Russell turns the corner. He's met by outside linebacker Chris Martin. Short gain on the play.
Chris Martin and Martin Bayless. I mean, they were both out there. Good play along the defensive line to stretch it out.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 6.
Now you have a passing down. That's scary enough.
Chiefs defense missing some top people. Dino Hackett, an inside linebacker, out with an injury. Bill Mazza, top defensive down lineman who's been to the Pro Bowl a couple of times. He's out with an injury. And of course, the great Duron has retired, a guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame. One of the all-time safeties. Now penalty marker goes down. As apparently ran out of time on the play clock.
And the other guy, Albert Lewis, who is the all-pro cornerback for the Chiefs. And the Chiefs only have one move left from their injured roster. And they're saving that move really at this point for Albert Lewis. But it doesn't mean that if they get an injury in some other key area that they wouldn't use that move, and that would mean Albert Lewis would have to wait till the playoffs to get in, because in the playoffs, so you understand, folks, each team in the playoffs has one move per playoff game. Look at the Chiefs. They have 8 guys up on the line of scrimmage.
Zolak from the shotgun gets time. He's running out of it. Now he has room to run. And Zolak slides to a halt. Ball out of the field.
In front of him, no good.
And a great job by the tight end, Marv Cook, who came and somehow fielded the ball. Balls on the field usually go through 3 or 4 possessions today, or touches, before somebody actually controls it.
The right guard, Larry Williams, number 75, came up limping on this play. Look at Zolak. You've got to hit the dirt. You can't go running on a day like today. First of all, they can't afford to lose any more quarterbacks. But what a great hit. The ball. Now the ball's beyond the first down marker. Zolak was very close to it. Now look where it is. Now it's back. They're going to have to punt the ball because it's 4th down and about 4.
Marv Cook with a big contingent over from Iowa, his home state. A lot of Marv Cook fans on the scene.
Well, you did an autograph session yesterday, Crick. You were very good. I know that you can spell your name. It's really nice.
And they're all wet, all those fans. Here's a kick downfield to Carter, who fakes at the ball, and wisely, people are sliding. This is good time out there.
We're having fun, I'm telling you. Now, can you imagine if this was a regular field, the mud? It'd be terrific.
You buy the heartbeat of America, Chevrolet, and your local Chevy dealer. By Norelco patented lift and cut shavers. We make clothes comfortable. By preferred stock cologne from the House of Stetson. Extra smooth, extra special, what preferred men prefer. And by the diamond tennis bracelet. This Christmas, give her the gift of love. Diamonds.
The pig's getting wet out there today. The pig skin.
Ever try to catch a greased pig? That's what that thing's like.
Mike Babb down over the ball at center for the Chiefs. They now trail 13-6. That missed extra point could loom large in this game. Missed extra point by New England. Christian Okoye runs the ball and gets to the 23-yard line. Ray Agnew, the tackler. That New England defense, though, Paul, at this point has to be a little looser now since Craig started to open up.
Yeah, they have to. They can't jam those 8 and 9 guys up on the line of scrimmage anymore. Now, in first down situations, they're doing that because the Chiefs actually have not thrown the ball on first down yet. If Craig would come out on first down and throw one, I think, they get some success. Or if in a fake, run a little screen to Okoye.
Second down. The Chiefs need 9. Okoye the lone setback. Craig with a straight drop and a deep one. Looks them all over. Gets the ball to... The Patriot closing on the ball quickly. Maurice Hurst moving on the ball. Chicago, as you see, as we look at the update ticker, up in front of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Some underdogs in the lead today, including right here at Arrowhead.
Dogs are having fun today. This is a fun day for dogs, especially teams that are, again, that aren't in the playoffs. They're having some fun.
It was interesting talking to Andre Tippett last night. He talked about he came to the Patriots in '82 out of Iowa, and they were really down there then. And, of course, after the '85 season, they were in the Super Bowl. He said it changes fast. It can change fast again. So we don't have a 2-11 defense. He said our offense is going to get better. We're going to talk more about who the Patriots are going to be drafting in the next draft. A very critical draft. They're going to pick near the top, obviously, the way they're going right now.
They're saying there was a trip or a push, but wrong. Watch Poole on the outside. Now, Poole is there on Hargate, but watch what happens. They get their feet tangled up. This is unintentional, but the best part about this, the reason the call was made is because that ball was so far wide, he couldn't have caught it anyway.
Walter Stanley comes in, and the punter's back on the field now. This is Kent Sullivan. Hit the ball well, as you see the first time, got a 43-yarder off. Walter Stanley, he has thoughts of rain, and remember, he fumbled a punt return. End-over-end punt. You don't touch this. Walter Stanley does, in his wisdom, but he held on to it at this time at the 48-yard line, a 35-yard punt. And the Patriots come out as the rain lets up quite a bit to go first down and 10. New England holding to a surprising 13-6 lead. See, tremendous show coming up. Olympic memories from Barcelona. Right now, the Patriots building some memories perhaps in an otherwise disappointing year as they hold to a lead. The handoff goes, and running with the ball is John Vaughan. He has the best per carry average of the Patriot runners, 4.2. He's their leading rusher with 370 yards coming in, a breakaway runner. But this is not a breakaway day. This is a possession day for big backs.
It really is. And Leonard Griffin, I bet this guy has about 5 or 6 tackles so far in this ball game. He's playing doing a great job at the right defensive end. Don't talk about him much because you have Neil Smith, Derek Thomas, and a great secondary.
Chiefs have the #1 defense in the American Conference, number 4 overall in the NFL. Good play fake by Zolak. Swings it out, and Marv Cook makes another fine play. Dives ahead, holds on. He has a first down for New England. He's down to the 42-yard line. Is the ever-enthusiastic Scott Zolak well pleased with his effort and that of his teammate?
That's 11-yard completion. Watch it. Here's Cook. He comes out. He's on Derek Thomas. Thomas lets him go. He has to force the quarterback. That is not Thomas's man. I cannot believe this. The tight end is his man on a play like that on a bootleg. Got to the outside. But they sold the running play. This is what the Chiefs would like to do. Also sell the running play so they can get the man out there in a bootleg. When you run a bootleg like that, like Zolak did, remember, there's nobody out there to block for you.
John Vaughan, stutter stepping ain't going to get it done today.
No, you don't run up into the line. You either take what little bit that's there and go ahead with it and get 1 or 2 yards. But you start dancing back there, and all you do is let the defensive people get settled. Watch what Vaughan does. When he gets the ball, he goes up and stops right here. You can't do that. You have to take whatever's there, because look what happens. Now, what happens, the defense reloads. Martin Bayless is a safety, gets up and makes the play.
Second and 11 now. Tough play call for Scott Zolak. He's going to put it up. Here comes the rush. A screen pass, and the ball is dropped. And probably just as well by John Stevens, as he would have been hit 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, they had everybody in Zolak's face. Sally Amu was there, and also Derek Thomas. I mean, he really had no chance to set up. This was supposed to be a screen. Watch Thomas. He forces the play. Zolak doesn't have time to set. He has to throw the ball right away. John Stevens was not prepared to catch the football, even though the ball did hit him in the leg.
Third down arises now. 5:50 to play in the first half.
Rain's kind of slowed up. It's just down to a monsoon now.
It'll be back up to full speed.
Here they come.
Showing blitz.
Here they come, and it's high.
Full blitz. Good play. Defensive call by the Chiefs. Benny Thompson and Neil Smith led the charge.
Well, everything that had to go wrong in this play went wrong. First of all, it was the high snap, the bad snap to Zolak. Watch this. And the blitz is coming. You don't have enough people to block them all. Here comes Smith and Thompson. They'll each get a half a sack on this play.
Living dangerous. We will know back in the backfield, either pick up the blitz or just to dump out and get a short release pass.
Well, what he did, Zolak did a smart thing. He just got down. He's not going to take a chance at fumbling the ball because there's nothing he can do with it. Smart heads-up play.
He did a good job just to field the ball. High snap. Here's Sean McCarthy. Hit a big punt in the rain his first try. Dale Carter is back. Another terrific punt by Sean McCarthy. A lot of hang time, and Carter will run it back. As the Patriots come hunting the ball, and Dale Carter must have taken 10 hits. Finally lost the ball out of bounds. He's the fastest Kansas City Chiefs, Dale Carter, the rookie, and one of the toughest.
Well, you know what's nice about this little melee down here? They're all little guys hitting each other. When I see it, they're all like 200-pounders kind of bouncing around.
And they say never get in a fight with a guy with a number higher than the teens, right?
That's right. After this one's all up pushing something. See Benny Thompson, he starts it with the shove right there. Now watch where he goes. He's out of there. All right, the rest of you guys, get in there and fight. He's gone.
Much like the Paul McGuire system.
That's right.
Standing behind the coach.
Get it started and get out of there. Get behind the coach. They never hit a coach.
Craig lofts the ball downfield, and J.J. Burden comes down with it. A Patriot defender fell down. So Dave Craig lets a long one fly and makes the connection for a 24-yard gain and a Chiefs first down.
That ball was in the air so long he almost had to fair catch this. Watch this ball and how long it is in the air. The ball is thrown up. Here it comes. Burden's in great position. The defensive back falls down. Hurst. Good play. First down throw. That's the first time that the Kansas City Chiefs have thrown the ball on first down. But they also have Harvey Williams in the backfield.
I'll tell you, one of the interesting things that some of the Patriot coaches said, the one guy they hope stays on the bench is Harvey Williams, because this guy they think is an underused talent. Big back with breakaway speed, and now he's going to get some carries as Williams spins off. But the Patriots are there to ride him down. Chicago continues to lead the Pittsburgh Steelers 10-0. If that should hold up, Buffalo would then go to the top of the AFC as far as home field, because they've beaten the Pittsburgh Steelers. San Francisco's the best team in the NFL. Talk to anybody in the league and get their opinion. They all say 49ers number one, and they'll never have to leave California right through the Super Bowl if they have the home field. In fact, they won't have to leave it after today.
That'd be nice, you know that? It's a comfortable feeling.
Second down and 8. Rain's let up. Still falling, but not like it was. Craig stands in. Misses his target. Take a look at the playoff picture here, Paul. Bills, of course, a winner yesterday over Denver, 27-17. That's how the Patriots spent their afternoon, waiting for their plane to arrive, watching that on NBC.
Yeah, well, the reason, you know, the Bills played Pittsburgh and beat Pittsburgh up in Buffalo, so they would be in control of the home field advantage if the Pittsburgh Steelers happened to lose to Chicago. So the other guys, when you take a look at all these things that are happening, every one of these teams really control their own destiny, Crick. I mean, and it's nice to see a lot of teams have a shot at this time of the year to get to the playoffs. It's nice for the fans.
Next week we have Buffalo in an important game at New Orleans. San Diego's the team to watch, though, because of their 4-12 record last year. Scheduling's in their favor. They're not going to lose the rest of the way. Watch. Not in the regular season. They have Cincinnati today. Todd McNair was the intended receiver, so the Kansas City drive stalls, and their punter comes back out. Marty Schottenheimer, Paul, your old pal from your days playing together at Buffalo, actually was a Patriot for 2 seasons, in 69 and 70, a Boston Patriot.
Yeah, he wasn't a very good player. He's a great coach. He's in the right spot. He's coaching now. Didn't have to play much. I always tell the story about Shots. He kept saying to the coaches in Buffalo, play me or trade me. They finally played him, found out he couldn't play.
Traded him.
Yeah, they got rid of him.
Here's the punt downfield. Ooh, Walter Stanley.
Look out.
Man, this guy is either everything or nothing at all with Walter, and right now it's a whole lot as he's across the 45. That ball is in jeopardy, though, until you're down on the ground and the whistle blows. Here's a penalty marker down.
And I'll tell you something. The new punter, Sullivan, saved the touchdown. Even though he doesn't make the play, he saves the touchdown. He did the right thing. He pinned Stanley to the sideline. And there was a blocker in front of Stanley at the time, but that man, number 10, saved the touchdown. But if the penalty is, they say the penalty now is on Kansas City, on top of this, what a great run. I mean, Stanley was just slipping and sliding. I love it when the players are in there saying, all right, now you guys keep quiet so I can hear what he's saying, because we want to get it before everybody else gets it.
These officials have done a nice job in some tough conditions. They've had a lot of peculiar things to rule on.
Because
once again, easy for him to say.
Well, the ball's going to be, there's offsetting penalties, and the ball will be put in play right here, right where he catches the ball, because there's a penalty, and everything else stops now. Now watch Stanley. What a great job he does of getting away. But the guy Sullivan, watch number 10. Here's the job he does. He takes the lick, but pins Stanley to the sideline, and now there's no place to go.
Remember when Walter Stanley showed up this season, Dick McPherson said of him, Paul, I hope this guy's as good as he says he is.
He is. He's a talker, isn't he?
I tell you, he's not afraid. He's taking chances all game long. Now the war chant starts to echo down from sold-out Arrowhead Stadium, but there's a lot of no-shows because of the rain.
Something I don't understand, and I know with your Notre Dame background, and you'll be able to tell me this. They have Wile E. Coyote on a scooter down here, right?
Right.
They are the Chiefs, which are Indian. Is that correct?
That's right.
And then when they had the old stadium, they had the Wolf Pack. I mean, and Foxes. What? I mean, I don't understand. What are these people?
Well, they have all full range of animals here. The Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report. Bob Costas, O.J. Simpson, and Dan Hampton will be reviewing the scores and highlights. Old Hamp, they called him the king when he was with the Bears. Maybe you could explain that to the audience. He led that team. He was royalty.
He was a great player.
Here's the handoff to Leonard Russell again, who's done a big job. Big back. They keep on hitting him. Almost a flag call there as he took a pop outside of the white line by Charles Mincy.
Well, I'll tell you, again, Leonard Griffin does a great job to move everything to the outside. He doesn't make the tackle, but he forces Russell to run wide. Watch at the end of the line. Watch number 98. Right here, you see that move he makes? He gets his arm on Russell, just forces him to the outside, and then he gets help from Mincy. 1 yard gain.
Coming into the game with the 27th ranked offense in the NFL. Draw play, and John Vaughan picks his way and holds on to the ball in a second down and long 9 call. He gets ahead for a gain of almost 7 yards out to the 25-yard line. That Zolak now, Paul, has to be thinking blitz and every down he has to throw on.
And the Chiefs look like they're going to take one of their timeouts. Yeah.
2:47 left to play in the first half as Coach Schottenheimer checks the clock.
Responsible adults aren't supposed to have fun. Wake up. We can do whatever we want. Drive racing cars to work. Play golf in our pajamas.
The Chiefs head into Giant Stadium trying to hold that lead in the AFC West. They go against the New York Giants. Coverage begins with NFL Live at 12 noon Eastern time. That's next Saturday on NBC. A critically important day for the Chiefs. 8-5 at the outset, as are the San Diego Chargers, 8-5. Chargers a huge favorite at home against hapless Cincinnati. Right now, the Chiefs struggling against the underdog Patriots, trailing 13-6. Zolak goes to the run. This is John Vaughan picking his way, taking on tacklers. He's ahead for a first down. A superior effort by John Vaughan, who took the big pop and struggled off it, got ahead for a Patriots first down.
There is a flag on the play, but Derek Thomas is, I mean, he is really complaining because he was held at the line of scrimmage. Illegal motion by the Patriots. That brings it back. It'll still be third down and about 8. But Derek Thomas was really held on this play, and he gets himself caught on the inside. Watch 58. Now here he comes inside. Watch what happens. Now see him, he's being held right by his shirt. No chance. Bayless doesn't make the play.
It's 3rd and 8.
Vaughan gets the first down, but they were already in motion. Now they should come again. If they're going to rush on third down like they did before, the Chiefs sending some safeties, this is the time to do it again.
They dig in. 5 men up front. Here comes Derek Thomas coming hard. And the Chiefs do a good job on defense as they shut down the draw play to John Stevens.
Benny Thompson really makes a sensational play because if John Stevens gets away, he's going to probably be able to pick up the first down. Benny Thompson is the guy that got in, made the play. He was a check man. He was looking at the back and made the play.
2 minutes to go in the first half now. A timeout on the field, and the Chiefs continue to trail New England.
Schottenheimer's teams in pursuit of their first division title since the days of Stram and Dawson 21 years ago. The Giants, they stand in the way of a KC victory dance, a special Saturday edition of the NFL on NBC next Saturday.
2 minutes to play in the first half. Patriots 13, Kansas City 6. Chiefs a big favor, limited to 2 Nick Lowry field goals. Patriots with 2 touchdowns, 1 missed extra point.
Oh, watch out.
Dick never got away in this extra point. Holder couldn't handle it. Dale Carter looks, this might be a live ball, New England.
This ball should go to the New England Patriots.
What's he doing?
Because Carter is up there and he gets hit into the ball.
He reached down at it and touched it.
Well, the ball hits off his leg. Now, I don't know what they're going to call here, but if they had a replay, I guarantee you the ball goes to New England. I don't know what Carter's doing. Watch this. The ball takes a hard right, and they're going to give the ball to New England, I think. But watch this. Look at Carter. I don't know what he's thinking about doing here. Because, see, he doesn't hit it there, but actually he still doesn't hit the ball.
Literally, it was down, it looked like. Now they're going to meet on that, and they should.
Yeah, but he does not hit the ball.
No, he did not touch the ball. It was knocked into his foot, but it was knocked by a defender, which means it was immediately touched down at that point.
When it's touched like this, remember something that happens, folks. You see this ball is touched here by the defender. Now, Carter can pick up the ball, run it all the way to the goal line, fumble the ball. They'll still get the ball there because the ball is dead. Once the offensive player touches the ball is dead.
Carter really should have been nowhere near the ball at that point.
He shouldn't have been, but I mean, what I'm saying is the rule reads this. If the offensive man or the punting team touches the ball, then it is still in the playing field. He could, right here, watch this. He doesn't touch it, but the kicking team does, okay? Now, that ball is down, basically down there. But if Carter or someone else from the Kansas City Chiefs goes over and picks up the ball, they can run with it.
That was the commissioner, Paul Dagliabue, said when he lobbied hard to keep instant replay. He said, if we vote it out, television's still going to have it. We don't have the recourse to correct a mistake. And that's a tremendously difficult call for the officials. But the ball is going to go over to New England. If there was replay, it would not go over to him.
That's right, exactly. Jerry Seaman is here, and we hope maybe we can get a ruling from him on this. But I can tell you now, again, there is no replay, folks. But this ball should be Kansas City's ball there.
But Zolak and the Patriots have it with 1:49 to play in the first half. He lets it rip long. Going hard for the ball is Irving Fryer, and a terrific defensive play by Kevin Ross. The right cornerback running stride for stride with Irving Fryer, and the Chiefs have done a terrific job keeping Irving Fryer out of the game so far.
But look at this ball was on a rope. I mean, Zolak really fired this ball, and Fryer almost had a chance, but Kevin Ross, what a sensational play he just made going up with Fryer. Very good corner right here. Very good.
You see, has been to the Pro Bowl twice. 7-year veteran from Temple University. Now the Patriots send Fryer to the near side. Lower right-hand portion of your screen. McMurtry's wide right. They go to the draw play, and running straight ahead is Leonard Russell, and he does a yeoman's job, laboring his way down to the 45-yard line of Kansas City. Time becoming very much a factor now, as you see, down to a minute and a half to play in the first half.
Martin Bayless just saved a long game. What you're seeing up here is a lot of people arm tackling. Watch the number of people that hit Russell here. Here he comes through. 1, 2. Look at the arm tackling. There's arm tackling. Excuse me, I thought it was Bayless. It was Carter that comes up and makes the play. Bayless is the guy that was arm tackling and missed him. You cannot arm tackle the backs at New England Patriots. They're just too big and too strong.
Zolak throws a near side shot, not close to a connection to John Stevens. And the clock stops with 55 seconds to play.
Can I tell you, if it was 90 degrees and a beautiful day, Stevens couldn't hold on to that ball. You talk about a rifle shot, and it's, you know, the ball's wet. Scott, I know you have to get it there in a hurry. Man, I'll tell you, you talk about firing that ball.
Officially, there have been 5 fumbles in the game. New England's had 2 and has lost 1. Kansas City's had 3 and has lost 2, and they both led to New England touchdowns. Opening play of the game from scrimmage, a fumble by Christian Okoye, fumble recovery, return for a touchdown by Tim Goad of New England.
They don't even have Carter's back on the line. They don't have anybody back. They have no one back.
That's a good way to keep Carter away from making a mistake against a punted ball. And another beautiful job by Sean McCarthy of the Patriots as the ball is down at the 5-yard line. You just can't risk fielding punts today, although some guys have. This is a tremendous player, though. It's going to be a perennial all-pro player the way he's rising. Dale Carter out of Tennessee. Next Saturday, 10 years of Bob Costas on NFL Live. As you see Bob's evolution through the years from a serious hair problem to...
Well, that is. That one on the left is... there's some stuff for that, isn't there? I mean, if you showered did real well, I mean, you can get that off of there. And it's, look at how much it's on his jacket.
In the background, a apple-cheeked young man just beginning on NFL Live some years ago, 10 years ago.
You know, he's gotten taller over the years.
He stands tall in this business.
Yes, he does. He's the best. There is no one better.
That'll be part of NFL Live next Saturday before the Chiefs meet the Giants at Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands of New Jersey. Now let's see, will Dave Craig risk anything with only 45 seconds left? He'll go to the sure thing, the run to Okoye. And the big back from Nigeria by way of Azusa Pacific in California runs it back to the line of scrimmage. Can't risk a turnover down here. It'd be almost sure points for New England.
I mean, if I were the Patriots, I would take timeouts here. The reason I would, anything could happen on this play. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Make them snap the ball.
Good point.
They're gonna sit there and go into the locker room with a 7-point lead. What difference does it make? They're not going anywhere. You have 2 timeouts. You have a chance to stop the clock and make them run a couple of plays. And anything can happen on a day like today.
Big Tim Goad ready to hunt the football, but there'll be no more plays in the first half as time runs out, and the Chiefs don't get a very welcoming reception or departure as they leave the field. Lots of boos. We'll be back with the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report after this message from the National Football League and a word from your local station. A 21-year-old stadium, but this is the New England Patriots' first trip here as they come in on a very rainy day after a much delayed trip from Boston because of the weather there. The band was out here today playing at halftime, and
I don't understand this. They don't have any instruments. I'm going to send some money to the band.
Somebody has to talk to these people.
Well, half of them are out there walking around with their hands like that, and I don't understand. Aren't you supposed to have instruments when you have a band?
I think they're worried about those saxophones taking in some of that rain we've seen all day.
Yeah,
but it has been a most unusual day, and as we mentioned, the Patriots, this is the first time they've ever played at Arrowhead, and they got off to a very fast start. The first play from scrimmage was a carry by Okoye of the Chiefs. He coughed it up, got some help from the Patriots defense, and then quickly Tim Gold scooped it, was in the end zone.
Yeah, you know, just controlling the football. Again, about this play, you're running Okoye wide where he's not effective, and he gets out to the outside. The ball is stripped by Rembert, picked up by Tim Goad, and in for the touchdown. That was the first play from scrimmage for the Kansas City Chiefs. Started with a bang.
Big Leonard Russell has been pounding away with the ball. He's been fumble-free, and he was in the end zone for the second score.
Two good blocks. Redding 70, bang right there, and then Cook 85, and then Russell just follows Cook into the end zone. Two excellent blocks.
Oh, he is unable to be with us today. Our next honoree was a third-round draft choice.
Right now, two former great Chiefs are being honored on the field, Duron Cherry and Mike Bell. Duron Cherry, the free agent from Rutgers, who is one of the all-time safeties in the National Football League. There's Duron.
He was selected the Chiefs' most valuable player in
6 times an all-pro player.
And was
Came here, didn't he, as a punter?
He originally was a punter from Rutgers. And became a great free safety and a great community leader here also is Duron Cherry. And Mike Bell, conversely, was one of the highest drafted players. I think he was the second player picked when he came out of Colorado State. A big, tough defensive end. Grew up in Wichita. He had a lot of injury problems, but he had some great years for the Chiefs rushing the passer.
Yeah, and just a nice man. I mean, they've had so many great players with the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, we were up in the offices yesterday, Rick, and take a look at all those guys, the statues of all the players and some of the pictures. I go back to guys like a Bobby Bell. What a great player.
Talking about great players of the future, we mentioned during the first half some speculation about who the Patriots might draft now. They in Seattle at the moment have the worst records in the National Football League, and in the system of the last shall be first. The Patriots are very closed-mouthed about who they might pick, but there are a lot of top college scouts, some NFL teams at this game today. We had a chance to talk to them before the game. And this is the consensus we got, that Drew Bledsoe, a junior quarterback from Washington State, if he comes out, could be the first player picked. I think he certainly would be by your friend Tom Flores at Seattle.
Well, you know, Flores is looking at a quarterback, and you talk about, there's another guy sitting around in San Francisco by the name of Joe Montana, but he'll be 36 years old, $3.5 million. You can't afford to do that. Bledsoe would be, I think, the number one pick for a team, if one of these two teams, Seattle and or New England, because they both need a quarterback.
Rick Meyer, there was speculation that the quarterback from Notre Dame may have dropped in the rankings. Not so, according to these scouts. They like him more than they ever did. In fact, he could go ahead of Bledsoe, and he could be the Patriots' choice. They might go for what they speculate on as a possible franchise quarterback. Eric Curry, the great pass rusher from Alabama, is going to be a top 3 pick, maybe the number 1 pick overall, depending if there's a trade made. And Marvin Jones, a junior linebacker from Florida State, who Bobby Bowden and some other coaches say is the best linebacker they've ever seen in college. He could very well be a top 3 or 4 pick.
But one thing, though, quickly, Zolak, it depends on what he does in the last 3 games, this game and the next 2. If he performs extremely well, you know, that may change their mind about a quarterback.
We'll take a look at the Keystone halftime stats. And you see first downs. They cause for celebration when you get one of those today. There haven't been many. Not much rushing yardage. Virtually no passing yardage for the Patriots, but they do have the lead. Total yards, Kansas City with the advantage there, but so what? Because the takeaway count is in favor of New England. That's been the difference in the game. 2 of those turnovers by the Chiefs turned into touchdowns.
That's another, when you look at this thing, another deal. Stats don't really mean that much. It's the number of points on the scoreboard. And the biggest stat of all is what you do with the takeaway. And the Patriots, 13 points. They missed the snap on the extra points, but it could have been 14 points.
Nati Skarnecchia, terrific gentleman, who's standing tall in the absence of Dick McPherson, the head coach of the Patriots, who's watching this game, and we certainly, everyone extends their best back to Dick, and delighted that his rapid recovery is moving along nicely. As we mentioned, he was with the team all week at practice every day. Did not make the trip here, but to be back on a full-time basis. And right now, the Patriots are ready to receive the ball, and there's John Vaughan back inside his 5-yard line as Nick Lowry's ready to kick it off. Rain the lightest it's been all day at the moment. Guys might take advantage of it with some throwing. Here is the rookie fullback again running the ball downfield. That is Scott Lockwood. And Scott Lockwood is across the 25-yard line with a penalty marker down back at the Kansas City line of where they teed the ball up. So somebody might have been across the line early.
Offside on a kicking team, and I don't think that New England will take the penalty on this thing. They've got the ball at the 26-yard line. You risk on a return of fumbling the football. Well, maybe I guessed wrong because I see Scott Lockwood coming back out onto the field. I think they're going to penalize him. They are. They're going to bring that ball back.
Offside. Number 46 of the kicking team will re-kick with a 5-yard penalty.
Well, Benny Thompson's done about everything today. Might as well be offside.
Well, he went to the Pro Bowl last year as a New Orleans Saint as a special team player. They didn't protect him, though. And he was quickly picked up and has been a big part of the Kansas City overall special teams play, which is consistently good.
They really are. And the brother of Marty Schottenheimer is the special teams coach for the Kansas City Chiefs. Kurt, also a pretty good golfer, you know. Both Marty and Kurt are handicaps are in the single digits. There's Kurt Schottenheimer.
Art Rooney, the man, late great owner of the Steelers, has 5 sons, and he was a scratch handicap himself, Art, at one time, but he told his sons if they ever got their handicaps in single digits, they were fired. They weren't in the office enough. Scott Lockwood back deep again, along with John Vaughan. The ball is hit downfield. A spinning kick goes to the rookie from Southern California, the 12-yard line. Lockwood up the middle. Boy, he takes a pop, but holds on and gets the ball out to the 31-yard line. So the Patriots open the third quarter with good field position, as his relative at this point, early in the third quarter. Tracy Rogers is the guy came down and makes the hard stick for KC.
Lockwood takes a shot here. Watch this. You're coming upfield looking at a hole, trying to find a hole, and then bam, you get leveled. That play, there was a 5-yard penalty. They picked up 5 more additional yards on the kickoff return.
Zolak brings the Patriots out. They'd been shut out the previous 7 quarters over 2 games. And then their defense scored on the first play from scrimmage today. And that's been the difference as they continue to lead the game by 7 points. Leonard Russell runs the ball for New England, and he's across the 30 out to about the 33-yard line.
A lot of the people, Crick, that went out at halftime to go get a refreshment or to the bathroom kept right on going.
They did.
They went on home. This game is being shown here on television, so it was sold out. But those aren't red parkas you're seeing, folks. Those are red empty seats.
Chiefs have been selling out all their home games. There's Big Neil Smith now ready to dig in and go for the quarterback. Zolak and the Patriots with a second down play coming up, and they need 8. John Vaughan working just to get to the line of scrimmage.
Chris Martin just made a tremendous play. He was blitzing on the play, takes on the blocker, and then makes the tackle. You see it, 57. Watch Chris Martin right of your screen. 57's coming in. He gets through the blocker, which is Steve, excuse me, and then makes the tackle on Vaughan. It's an excellent play.
Kansas City's had good success against the AFC East. They have beaten 7 of the last 8 opponents in the AFC East, but today they're down to a big underdog, New England. San Diego Chargers tied for the lead with Kansas City in the AFC West, both with 8 and 5. Go later today. They'll be at home to play Cincinnati. Patriots 0 for 5 on third down conversions. Throwing a catch, and Timpson darts ahead, and it looks like he might have enough for a first down. He does. So Michael Timpson quickly off the flank, making a darting move and then lunging ahead, and he gets the first down.
I would like to see this Scott Zolak with a full preseason under him and watch him fire this ball. Look at the protection is beautiful for him. Look at this ball. Perfect. Timpson is there to make the catch, but that ball is right on the number. That's a super throw in this weather. He knows it. Yeah. His mother and father are still here.
They were coming to games, the Patriot people said, even before Scott was playing when he was third string. I'm sure they are here. We'll check them out up in that upper deck. Leonard Russell looks to pick a hole and kind of shuffles his feet to head for a couple of yards. Middle of the Kansas City defense, Dan Saliamo and Joe Phillips. The 2 tackles were on the stop for the Chiefs.
Again, this is a game that we said right from the beginning is going to be played in the trenches, and that's what they get, the 5 offensive linemen against the 4 defensive linemen and linebackers.
The Chiefs came in tied for 3rd in the NFL in sacks. They had 42, and there's Mr. and Mrs. Paul Zolak.
They told the people, look, get away from us because we're going to be on television. We don't want anybody around us.
That wasn't a hard sell either today.
No.
Swing pass. Good job by John Stevens as he loses tacklers, and John Stevens in the open field is inside the 30 and down to the 24-yard line. So John Stevens looking like the rookie sensation he was a few years ago, 5 seasons back when he was the NFL Rookie of the Year.
I'll tell you what's so impressive about this play is Stevens knows he's being covered. He's number 44 on the outside. He knows that he has a linebacker on his face. Watch what he does. Now he catches the ball. Once you make the catch, now you got to get yourself in a position. Simeon was the guy who was in there to tackle him, misses the tackle, and then Stevens goes downfield. 31 yards later, it is now 1st and 10 inside the 25.
Scott Zolak pointing to whoever, mom and dad for sure. Give us some hand signals. Maybe the plays are coming from up there. His dad coached Joe Montana in high school, as all the New England fans know. Now the athletic director of that high school, Ringgold High School in Monongahela, Pennsylvania. John Vaughan working hard to protect the ball and get some yards, and he does, close to the 21-yard line. Outside backers, Chris Martin and Derek Thomas make the stop. We haven't called Derek Thomas's number a lot today.
No, we haven't. He's playing along the line of scrimmage. He usually, when he talked to us yesterday about the backside, I mean, he comes down the line of scrimmage and follow the play. But what the Patriots are doing, they're cutting him off. They're just screening him and making him go wider than he wants to go.
Some feel he was better suited to the 3-4 defense. Now he's in a 3 linebacker alignment. Player that opposing coaches agree, though, can dominate a game. Derek Thomas. Referee Nemmers now with a pronouncement. He says
25-second clock will be kept on the field.
25-second clock will be kept on the field. That's hard for the quarterbacks. I mean, it really is. I mean, they don't know that clock. The play clock is well. It's working. It's back to 25 seconds.
That's where it should be. Zolak throws and living dangerously against a big rush, throwing off his back foot. Neil Smith was the pass rusher. Derek Thomas, who's good in coverage, also was right with the intended receiver, Marv Cook, the tight end.
Joe Phillips was up there along with Neil Smith. Neil Smith just took the outside and would not let Zolak get out. Watch this. You'll see him come into the picture. There's big Neil Smith. There's just no place for Zolak to go. Basically threw the ball away into the ground. No one had a chance at the ball.
Charlie Bauman, the field goal kicker for New England, has hit 8 of 13 so far this year. He's been a 50%er from 30 yards plus. It should be a long one if they don't advance the ball on this down. Zolak gets away from the rush, fires, and does well to throw it out of bounds. Not a lot out there for him. There was a big pass rush coming, and critically important, he didn't turn it over. He gives his team a chance at points on a field goal try.
Very impressed with Zolak that time because the rush was on and he just slipped out to the outside, didn't want to take the loss, the sack, and dump the ball out of bounds. There would have been no pass interference on this play because watch where the ball ends up. Now Zolak feels the pressure. Inside, outside, Griffin is there 98, and then watch where he throws the ball. So no matter who you hit downfield, if the ball is not catchable, there's no pass interference.
39-yarder. Charlie Bauman hits it up and it hooks wide. So the Patriots come away with no points. And the Chiefs continue to trail in the game by 7 with 9:39 to go in the third quarter. Kansas City takes over when we come back.
Cutter non-alcoholic brew. By Pontiac and your nearby Pontiac dealers. We are driving excitement. By GTE, telecommunications consultant to the NFL. And by Fruit of the Loom. Clothes for the best of your life.
Well, the Wile E. Coyote trying to engender some fan enthusiasm up there.
We heard that Leonard Russell has a rib injury on the left side and may not return in the ball game, and that's for the Patriots, number 32.
Okoye, the long setback for the Chiefs. Okoye straight ahead on a first down carry, gets close to the 25-yard line before he's thrown back. So far in the game, Christian Okoye running with the ball, not getting big yardage, but getting a lot of carries. 55 yards so far in the game, and he has 18 carries.
Cricket, in this offense, what Okoye is doing, they're lining him up 7 yards from the ball, which gives him a good running start at it. Now, that play there, they picked up almost 4 yards on the play. But when you see where he lines up, he is 7 yards from the ball. There's Okoye, almost out of the picture, which gives him a running start straight ahead.
Also gives you some yards to make up before the defense gets you.
You bet.
It's like the USC tailbacks, those Heisman Trophy winners. He doesn't catch many. He got that one. And Okoye works hard to get to the 30-yard line. He virtually never gets the ball thrown to him. That's his first That's his first reception of the season.
Well,
that's what the big cheer's about.
He's saying when you have expert hands like I have, they don't really throw it to him that much. But Vincent Brown was out there, and watch the collision between Okoye and Vincent Brown. Everybody's there. Brown is a little hesitant getting out because they don't throw the ball to Okoye. Here's the collision. He's hit there, and Okoye picks up 3 more yards.
And the reason, Paul, he's not a good receiver is he's had no experience at it. Growing up in Nigeria, he was a track man and played no throw-and-catch games. Never played baseball, never played basketball. So he just didn't have any experience.
It truly is a success story, that young man. You know, really a nice guy.
One of the nicest. One of the hardest to tackle. It's a made-for-television collision when Vincent Brown and Christian Okoye meet head-on.
I said this once before. We did a New England Patriot game. 59 Vincent Brown. And I mean this. He's the only guy I've ever seen that has muscles in his face. This guy is put together. What did Schottenheimer say about Vincent Brown? Probably the best middle linebacker in professional football today.
He said this year there's nobody that he's seen that would grade out higher than Vincent Brown. That he is just a tremendous player.
And I'll tell you, there can't be any body fat on that guy.
No.
He's just awesome.
He gives it to you every down. He's got 100th tackle of the year. Dave Craig, play fake, and he's going to let a long one rip. Going for the ball, downfield and taking it. It's Fred Jones who's on the run. And finally, Fred Jones, a sprinter from Grambling, is taken down by David Poole. A sensational play for the Chiefs.
Folks, you've got to appreciate this kind of weather. It's been raining all day. These guys are soaking wet. First of all, the pass play, the play action with Craig. Fake to Okoye, and then Fred Jones, what a catch. You can't appreciate this end. Look at it. Poole has got excellent coverage. Look at Jones goes up in the air, takes the ball, and watch Poole. Stays with it and makes the play. That's hustling on offense and on defense.
Twice before we've seen the Chiefs down close like this, but able to come away with only field goals. They've not been in the end zone. Failing in the game 13-6. Craig again. Another swing pass and a drop. Kimball Anders.
Kimball Anders had touchdown, Craig. I mean, it was touchdown. There's just no way. Tim Gordon would have never gotten there. All he have to do, watch this, 38 coming out into the flat. Look at this. The ball is there, off his hands. That's lack of concentration. Drops the ball, would have had a touchdown.
So second down arises as Dave Craig now was almost forced to throw. Second down and 10. They talked about Dave Craig coming here from Seattle. He really improved the vertical passing game, the downfield passing game of the Chiefs, which they didn't have under DeBerg, who must be noted also quarterbacked a lot of wins here. Another throw. This time he goes, and the ball is taken by the tight end. Hayes is out of bounds, close to the goal line, but not in. Tight end Jonathan Hayes, that's only his 4th catch of the season.
That'll be first down, because the Chiefs could get a first down inside the 12-yard line. It's a great catch by Hayes. When he reaches out, and watch him struggle for the extra yard. This gets him the first down, almost a touchdown. They should be inside the 1, which they are. Look at this. Excellent catch by Hayes. No chance for Smith. First and goal. Guess who's getting the ball?
Number 35, Christian Okoye, the deep back. Okoye, he goes in, and the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying the game.
Watch Anders, 38, go in. Watch Anders, 38, come back out again, and Okoye goes right off his tail for the touchdown. Just excellent blocking up front by the offensive line. It's a good football game. I'm sorry, the weather's bad, but it's still a good football game because anything can happen in this game.
And earlier we saw what happened, that Sean McCarthy was unable to handle the snap in a downpour, and they never got the extra point try off after the second touchdown. So Kansas City, if they're able to convert here, will tie the game. Nick Lowry, who actually kicked for the Patriots at one point in his career back in '78, he was there briefly kicking while John Smith was injured. This one field goal made 7 extra points in as many tries, and he makes this extra point, and we're tied with 5:30 to play in the third quarter. So the Kansas City Chiefs inch their way back to a tie game.
Line they need to do, but 38 is Anders, and Okoye is going to follow him right up into the hole. Look at Anders. He goes in, research hits. He gets hit again by Vincent Brown. Anders goes back into the playing field, and Okoye goes into the end zone. 6 points.
John Vaughan and Scott Lockwood back again now for New England. 5:30 to play, third quarter. And Lowry, who's been perfect today, kicking the ball, 2 field goals and now an extra point. Hits it downfield, and here comes Lockwood looking at it. Got to run it back.
Benny Thompson.
The Big Red sweeps down on special teams, and under he goes.
Now, you know, you're looking at Benny Thompson there that goes down on the kickoffs. I'm telling you about special teams guy. Now, here a guy goes to the Pro Bowl. For 11 years, and they were talking about when I played, but for 11 years, not only did I play, but I was on the special teams. And you've got to love special teams. It is more fun than football.
At some point.
David Craig of Kansas City just passed Len Dawson, the Hall of Famer for Kansas City, for 19th place in the NFL's all-time passing yardage list. There's Len Dawson, now broadcaster for the Chiefs. Craig now has 28,755 career yards. Just a few more than Lenny Dawson.
What kills me about Lenny Dawson, I know he's older than I am. My face is worn out like 8 bodies. This guy still looks like he's 30 years old. It's incredible. Movement in the line. Flags are going. Neil Smith, number 90, went offside, and Cook was the guy that moved.
Another thing about Dave Craig, you know, he rates as the 10th all-time passer according to passing efficiency ratings.
On the right tackle, in the right hand.
It's remarkable the people he's ahead of, like Bart Starr,
still first down.
Fran Tarkenton, Dan Fouts, Bernie Kosar, John Elway, Warren Moon, and Jim Everett. Dave Craig ahead of all of those career.
You know, the interesting thing, we talked to him last week before the L.A. game, Greg, talking about 12 years with the Seattle Seahawks, how difficult it was for him to learn a new system, to throw away the old system. And it said it took him almost 12 to 13 games to do that.
Last 5 games, he's been a hot passer, and has been today even in this wet weather. The rain has pretty much stopped now, as John Stevens and Vaughan will be called on the rest of the way. That was Vaughan who carried the ball. Leonard Russell won't be back, or it's doubtful he has a rib injury. Now let's go back to NFL Live in New York. Bob?
Detroit is doing a number on Cleveland, Don, and it could be a costly defeat for the Browns unless they rally. Here's Barry Sanders with a 14-yard touchdown. Meanwhile, Andre Ware, getting only his second NFL start, has thrown 2 TD passes, and midway through the third, it's the Lions 21 and the wild card hopeful Browns nothing.
Wild card chances plummeting if they lose today at the Silverdome. Now the Patriots try to get some offense going, and the Chiefs defense rising up, shutting things down. That was a 2nd down and 10 carry Neil Smith closed in quickly on John Vaughan and tackled him.
You think they're not looking for a run from New England Patriots? Dale Carter is the guy in on the tackle, and he's a corner. These guys, when you see them looking up like that, folks, are looking at the screen up there, and they have a replay on the scoreboard screen, and I like to see how well they did.
Right now, Paul, Zolak has to risk a throw in his own end. He's been interception free. Chiefs are going to send a blitz at him. They're coming from different angles. Patriots only 1 of 7 on third down conversions. Zolak looks, fires, he makes the connection, and with the ball is Irving Fryer, and he has a first down for New England.
They had maximum protection that time, and Fryer goes down, gets beyond the first down marker. Ross is covering Fryer, 31. Watch Fryer. Sees the first down marker. Now watch him set down. Right there. Give him the target. Zolak hits the target. Patriots have the first down.
That was Irving's first catch of the day, his 51st of the season. You could see them go to an end around to him at any time. They want to get the ball in his hands more. They had it in his hands just once. They missed a long try, you'll remember, in the second quarter. Tried to hit him deep. Big strikes. That was Mincy, number 42, the free safety, coming over the top, leveling the ball carrier, John Stevens.
I told you at the beginning of this ball game, this type of weather is a passer's dream, because you're not going to make a living trying to run the football up the middle of the gun. Either one of these football teams, they're bunched inside. Joe Phillips is the guy that gets a piece of the ball carrier, but they're bunched inside. You're going to, in order to win this football game, first of all, you have to establish the run, which they've both been trying to do, but you've got to throw this football in order to win it. You're not going to win it on the ground.
Let's see what they go to now. Second down for the Patriots. They need 7.
Zolak dropped the ball.
And they held on. The Patriots maintained possession of the football as the clock continues to run with 2:23 to play in the third quarter. Zolak came out of the University of Maryland, a 4th-round draft choice. This is his second year with the team, and he never played it down last year.
And it just dropped the ball. The snap was there.
He's big, 6'5", 222.
Now Greg Riccozzi comes in as the long snapper. Now he's in as the snapper. Zolak is under center.
Patriots have fumbled the ball away only one time in the game, and no interceptions. That's been what's kept them in it. Gave them the lead early. Zolak thinks it over, takes it ahead, takes a hit at the 29-yard line. It was a third down try, not close to a first down. Benny Thompson, number 46.
Benny Thompson has done it all today. I'm telling you, this guy's all over the field.
It's amazing New Orleans didn't protect him after he went to the Pro Bowl last year.
Look at the time Zolak has, though. The offensive line, they're doing the job. Now Zolak decides to run. Benny Thompson decides to drill him. Nice play.
Benny, another one of the standouts from Grambling. And Sean McCarthy's in to punt now. And Dale Carter goes back for the Kansas City Chiefs, standing at his 36-yard line. Wobbly punt. Carter will return it from his 36. And the Patriots, they cordon off the sideline and throw him out of bounds. A 35-yard punt by McCarthy, a return of just 2 yards by Dale Carter. But in this tie game, it's the Chiefs who have the ball when we come back.
35-yard punt.
Starting now, your photos have the power of television. Introducing the Kodak Photo CD.
Don't believe your heart. You won't listen to
Willie Davis running the fly pattern on the far flank.
That would have given him his 20-yard average. I mean, that ball was thrown. Willie Davis just could not outrun the football. Craig is upset with himself because Davis he knew he had his man. Davis had him beat. He just threw the ball too far, and he knows it's his fault. It's not the receiver's fault.
Kansas City had a 4-game win streak end last week at the Coliseum in Los Angeles when they were beaten by the Raiders. Even though their offense had been struggling, their defense kept them in games, and they were winning. It would have been the first time in 21 years that they'd run 5 games in a row had they beaten the Raiders last week, but the Raiders dominated throughout, won 28-7. It looked like New England was going to dominate this one because of turnovers, but the Chiefs have rallied back and have now tied the game. Craig has a problem. He is sacked. And the man who gets him is 92, Ray Agnew.
Well, they did the right thing, because what they did is they jammed up everything on the outside, so Craig had no place to go except to step up. And what he did, Ray Agnew, number 92, was right there to make the stop. Great defense. That'll be the end of the third quarter. Watch this. See, Craig, they're forcing from the outside, so they force him up in the pocket. When they do, Agnew, number 92, is there. Excellent play.
That'll do it for 3 quarters of play. 13-13 standoff. Back after these messages. One of the last plays when he's on the field. So while he's attended to, the Patriot defense digs in. There's the backup. That's Jeff Carlson, a virtually untried player. Chiefs have to punt it. Kent Sullivan hits an end-over-end kick downfield. Stanley watches it and will do well to continue watching it roll to a halt at the 24-yard line. Barnett comes down and covers the ball for the Chiefs.
When you see Carlson not throwing the football, you know they're going to go with Scott Zolak just to see how it'll do. I will be surprised to see him throw unless he... Oh, they're going to go with Carlson. I didn't see him up throwing.
He didn't have much time to do it if he threw it all. Jeff Carlson is a free agent from Weber State. As you see, a Rams draft choice back in '89, as Zolak is attended to.
They just didn't have time to get the shoe on. I think you're going to see Zolak back in the game.
So right now they've lost 2 offensive starters. Zolak temporarily, quite possibly, but Russell is doubtful for the rest of the game with a rib injury.
A running play. What a great guess, huh?
John Vaughan is the I-back, and he gets the ball. And works his way and fumbles the ball. This is Charles Mincy on the run. And he could be scoring the go-ahead touchdown. He does. Chiefs take the lead.
The first play of the game was a fumble for a touchdown.
Good.
First play of the third quarter is a fumble for a touchdown for the other team. Look at Mincy right there, 42, picks it up. Carlson, the quarterback, has no chance, and his touchdown. I said third quarter, fourth quarter. The opening play of the fourth quarter is a touchdown. The opening play of the first quarter was a touchdown.
And a fumble count now, Paul, as we check it. Kansas City has fumbled the ball away 3 times. They fumbled it 5 times overall, but 2 of those 3 they fumbled away were turned into touchdowns by the Patriots. Now the Patriots have fumbled it away 2 times, and they've turned that into 10 points. So the Chiefs were down, but finally their defense rises up again and gives them the lead. Losing and adversity are, in truth, learning experiences. The Patriots should have graduate degrees from Harvard. Bad luck continues. A fumble by 24. John Vaughan turned into the go-ahead touchdown by Kansas City. Now the kickoff goes to Scott Lockwood. That does good work, and he holds on. So the ball is out to the 36-yard line. 14:28 to play, almost the entire fourth quarter. Keith Cash was the tackler for the Chiefs. Jeff Carlson is still the man. Apparently Scott Zolak's ailing ankle has limited his mobility enough that the coaches have decided they've got to go with Jeff Carlson. He's not played since last year when he played for the Giants.
And it wasn't Carlson's fault either on the play. Vaughan just fumbled the football away. I mean, the hole was there.
Happens in the best of families.
You bet. And you just wonder how much they're going to let Carlson throw the ball. Bootleg.
Zolak buys time and then tries to get to his tight end, Marv Cook. That was Carlson, rather, buying time and getting it downfield to Marv Cook. But he comes in a bit short.
Well, first of all, you're cold. That's number 1. Run a bootleg and nobody takes the fake. Watch what happens to Carlson. Here comes the bootleg. See the bootleg? You're out here by yourself, basically. All right, here comes Griffin, and he's in your face. Neil Smith is coming. I mean, unless you get yourself set, you can't get the ball downfield. You got to get your feet set and be in a passing position. He was not, due to the defense.
Zolak, you see, still on the bench. 5 of 10 for 64 yards today. Threw no interceptions. Carlson. Oh. Popped by Neil Smith. 13 sacks for this man heading back to the Pro Bowl.
And a half. He got a half a sack.
Got a half earlier, right?
Yeah. 13 and a half sacks. I mean, it just looked like he just kept right on coming, and no one even slowed him down. Neil Smith watches Carlson's back, and he pumps one time, and then Smith just drills him. Smith, he got a little shake and bake. Don't give up your day job, Neil.
He gave Neil a business about his sunglasses yesterday.
Yeah, he said those are racing glasses. Still can't, there's no mark on his nose. I still can't understand that thing on his nose.
Carlson better unload or do something, so he runs and gets out to the 36-yard line. He got back to the original line of scrimmage before he was sacked. Neil Smith tackled him.
Now, if that's behind the line of scrimmage, that's another sack, isn't it?
Good point.
Because Neil Smith is the guy that makes the play.
I think it is.
Carlson has no place to go. Watch this. I mean, that's defensive secondary coverage. So when he starts upfield on the left coming in, here's Neil Smith.
It's behind the original line of scrimmage, but it's not behind the one at the snap of the ball. So it's a tackle. And now back to punt is Sean McCarthy.
Oh, great
It's a
hit.
good one. High spiral that turns over and comes down to Dale Carter. Looking for room. He finds some. This guy can go. Carter, as the penalty marker goes down, still on the run, is finally hauled down inside the 10-yard line. But let's see what the penalty marker brings. Probably an illegal block.
It's Muncie blocks McCarthy. Number 42 clips him. He's trying to get out in front to get Carter. He knew, you could see him just as he's getting to the block. You knew that he could see his name on the back of his shirt. When you see the name, you don't hit the frame. So Muncie, number 42, is trying to help out.
It's a 71-yard return that comes back.
Yeah, there's going to be a blocking from behind.
But as is usually the case, Paul, it wouldn't have gone 71 yards if there hadn't been an illegal block.
Illegal block in the back against the return team. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
All right, watch this. Here comes Muncie. Carter breaks back to the other side. Gets an excellent block right here. But watch up where you see number 11, the punter. He's coming into play. There is the clip right there. Besides, Carter steps out of bounds at about the 48-yard line anyway. Now we get word Crick that Zolak will not return to the ball game.
So apparently that ankle, his right ankle ailing, he has no mobility with that injury, and they have to go back to backup Jeff Carlson. Right now, Craig is going to look to run the ball on the clock as Kansas City leads for the first time in the game by 7. Fred Smirlis.
I was going to say, guess who's in the game? I think that's 1,728 offsides. Freddie. Now there's the ball right there. Babb has got the ball. Nobody moves. Fred said, oh, come on. The guy moved. The guy didn't move, Freddie. Look, what are you pointing? Don't point, Freddie. Remember saying, Fred, look at the ball, Fred.
He's close enough to it, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to be able to see it.
It's about 3 inches from his nose when he gets down to 3-point. Okoye, the lone setback. Jonathan Hayes, the tight end, sets to the left. Power formation, ready to run the ball to the Chiefs on 1st down and 5. And Okoye is the runner. 1st down and more as he's out to midfield. 9-yard gain.
Boy, the offensive line that time just took the defensive line and drove them out of there. Babb, they get a double team on Fred Smirlis, and they move the entire defensive line to the offense's left. Watch what happens. Watch all these people disappear. The whole line goes down. You see the blocking there? And then Okoye, if it isn't for Tim Gordon, he picks up maybe another 10 or 15 more yards. Tim Gordon saves a long gain, but it is a 1st down.
A workmanlike performance by Christian Okoye. He's run the ball now 21 times for 66 yards. His first carry, a thunderous failure as he fumbled the ball on the first play from scrimmage, and Tim Go to the Patriots ran it in for the game's first score.
And we have not heard a word from Barry. Boy, did that sound good, didn't it? Barry Word, you know? Well, Christian Okoye, we had both Barry Word and Okoye talking to him yesterday. And they really are great friends, and they support each other very well. And they knew that Christian would be the starter today. And he said the same thing that Dickerson told us out in California. A running back has to carry the ball between 25 and 35 times a ball game. There's Barry Word. He's on the sideline. He's happy.
They're interesting guys to talk to, too. They said one of the keys to the running game, he said, all week long we watch how our offensive line practices. That tells you what's going to happen on Sunday. Okoye protecting the ball, head down on a 2nd down and 6 carry. He gets ahead for maybe 3 yards.
And what did they say about going into the L.A. game? They knew they weren't going to be able to run the ball. He said, we just didn't block anybody during practice all week long. We went through the motions. And they got 17 yards total rushing offense against the Raiders last week in Los Angeles.
Marty Schottenheimer, as he mentioned to us yesterday, Paul, called some of those offensive linemen in to have heart-to-heart conversations. He told some of them, maybe you're getting older, but you're just not getting the job done like you used to, and we have to have you performing at a higher level. Down to a halt indeed. Great play fake by Craig. Lofts a long ball. Going downfield is Willie Davis. He's in for a touchdown. And will do it. It's over.
Folks, if you wonder what happened on this play, I want you guys to hold this for just a second. You stop here on the play action, stop it. What happens is there's only one guy in the pattern. That's Willie Davis. He's the only guy in the pattern. He was one-on-one on Hurst, and he beat him cleanly. And when they read that, you've got to believe the audible eyes. Watch when you look downfield, you will see no other white shirts except Hurst and the red shirt of Davis, and it's touchdown. One man in the pattern.
Davis with that deep speed. His 3rd touchdown catch of the year. Another fine throw by Dave Craig. The extra point knocked up and through by Nick Lowry. And so with 10:20 left to play in the game, the Chiefs have completely turned this around, and they now own the game.
Genuine draft. Get out of the old, get into the cold.
Back at Kansas City. Rain continues to fall, but the good times are rolling now for the Kansas City Chiefs, who are en route to their 5th win in the last 6 weeks. And at least a share of the top spot of the AFC West, as they have come from 13 points down to take a 27-13 lead. Lockwood returns the kickoff. Auerbach with outside speed as he turns it upfield and gets across the 45-yard line. And that's where the Patriots will go on offense 1st and 10. 37-yard return. Zolak rode off a bit ago, Paul.
Yeah, Benny Thompson's trying to get in a fight down there with a linebacker. Don't do that, Benny. Go sit down. Zolak was going off, and I think we were almost positive it was Leonard Russell coming by him going onto the field with just his jacket on. But Zolak they're taking him to the locker room. He, as we said before, is done for the day. You know the one thing about the Patriots, this is our 3rd game with them. We get them twice at Buffalo. At the end of the half, it was Buffalo 6-0, correct? Now, Paul Zolak is not there. That's Scott's mother there, but his father might have, his mother Darrell, but his father might have gone down to the locker room.
Sure he did.
I'll get to that point about New England in just a minute.
Every week, most weeks, a couple of plays away from being on the top side, a couple of deciding plays. Here is John Stevens working hard. He takes it inside the 45-yard line. Tackled by Kevin Ross. So you check the scoreboard. Chicago Bears making Mike Singletary's last home game a winning one.
23-3 in the 4th quarter. Atlanta up 35-7. Detroit 21-7 over Cleveland. Well, that's got to be hard pressed for Cleveland.
Colts offense is stopped. They won with just 2 field goals last week in New England. They have just 1 today against the Jets and are down 6-3 in the 4th quarter. Stevens taking on people.
Took on Carter. I'll tell you, Derek Thomas misses him. And then Carter comes up and just drills him. Watch on the outside. Here's Derek Thomas. He misses.
I think Carter gets drilled.
He goes down. Wait a minute now. Hold on. Bam! But I'll guarantee you, John Stevens only picked up maybe a half a yard. Carter was there. Well, we're talking about the Patriots. Remember we did the Bills game? It was 6-0. They were losing up there, and then they got blown out in the second half. Then in Buffalo, they were winning by 7 at the halftime and got beat there. And here they are in this ball game here. They were ahead at halftime, and now they're losing by 14 in the fourth quarter.
Marv Cook said last night he's had 4 years of losing with the Patriots, and when you look at the films, it just drives you crazy how close they are to winning so many weeks. A couple of plays they don't make or mistakes they do make.
That ball was not even catchable. The ball hit the ground well before it got to Coates. And now the Patriots are down to just one quarterback, and that's Jeff Carlson. Where do they go from there?
In the draft, they're going to pick Rick Myrer.
Irving Fryer will be quarterback. Something happens.
Prediction, they're going to pick Rick Myrer from Notre Dame. Patriots with their top pick. Seattle's going to take Bledsoe if he comes out.
Great job, Rick. I like it.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I can't wait. What is it, May?
Don't hop up and down on 1 foot waiting, right?
Yeah. We got movement.
That's who they're going to pick, Rick Myrer. Watch.
But you know, one of the things let's go back to the Patriots. They've not been able,
prior to the snap, number 69 and number 70
to put a full game together.
Still third down.
Crick, you know, you take a look at last week. Chung is one of the guys that are moving. Here's the infraction. Watch the left-hand side. No, everybody moves over there. Chung in his back pedal. But, you know, when you can't put a full game together, and again last week they play Indianapolis, they hold him to 6 points and lose the ball game 6-0.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy.
Defense played certainly well enough to win by every measuring stick, but they couldn't get any points. And here's a long ball downfield to Irving Fryer. Up for grabs, and Irving might have gotten it on the ground. Might be the catch of the year for Irving.
He made the catch on the ground. What a sensational catch. That ball goes up in the air. 2 defenders back there, and Fryer is on his back on the ground and makes the catch. That's what you call total concentration. And again, when you're talking about this team, they don't give up. Watch this ball. Goes up in the air. It's tipped up. Look at Fryer. Brings it right into his chest. That is a great catch. Doug Terry was there, number 32. Look at this. That ball never hits the ground.
8:03 to play. If they can get it in, they're back in it. Maybe that wasn't a knockout punch. The touchdown throw a short time ago to Willie Davis that gave the Chiefs a 14-point lead. John Stevens takes a look. And the Chiefs come hitting and knock him back from the 5-yard line. It'll be second down and goal from there. Neil Smith, number 90, the lead tackler.
Somebody didn't get the signal. The right-hand side of the Patriots offensive line, Williams and Chung, never moved. I don't know what this was called. The left side moves. Watch this. I want you to, just a second now. Watch the right-hand side of the screen. These guys are moving. Look at Chung over here. Now they got the guard pulling, which is Redding, and he runs into the quarterback. This play was a disaster right from the beginning. The ball was snapped on time.
Player is down for Kansas City, is being attended to, so there's the timeout on the field. We'll break for this.
Dale Carter, 34, was the injured player. Watch his right arm. He hits in there. Muncie falls on him, and so does Joe Phillips fall on him, but he's holding his right shoulder. He is on the bench. Big loss for Kansas City.
Harrelson on the run, goes to the end zone. He makes the connection. Touchdown, New England. Kevin Turner, the rookie from Alabama, is the man who found himself free on the goal line. And he falls in with the touchdown, and the Patriots are back in the game.
Credit Carlson. Now watch the big jam up in the middle. Then he backs away, and off his back foot, going the other way, finally hits Turner in the end zone. That's a nice throw.
Very nice.
He gets hit by Neil Smith right here, but I mean, he got the ball in the end zone. The only thing he's concerned about is they got touchdown. They're back in the game. And
never saw the fruits of his labor. He just saw Neil Smith.
You'll see it on film tomorrow.
Extra point hit up and good by Charlie Bauman, and with 7:14 left, the Patriots cut the Kansas City lead to 7 points. And as you point out, Paul, the rain has begun to fall harder, so we could have the turnover count start to rise. Tonight, don't miss a special 90-minute edition of Eyewitness Video with spectacular new video of amazing rescue. See incredible footage shot by a TV cameraman trapped in the Oakland fires and witness his dramatic escape. Eyewitness Video starting at 7 Eastern, 6 Central Time. Followed by the box office blockbuster Back to the Future 3, starring Michael J. Fox, at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central tonight on NBC.
Rick, and don't be surprised to see the Patriots with an onside kick. I wouldn't. And the reason I wouldn't here, I mean, they have nothing to lose because they're going to pull out all kinds of stops here. But the one thing about this, if you kick off and you get the ball deep in their territory, you hold them, now you're going to get excellent field position. If you try an onside kick in this situation here, which they have nothing to lose, but if they did, and the Kansas City Chiefs gets the ball, they have a short distance to try to get a field goal with a kicker like Lowry. So your best bet, your safest bet, is to kick it deep and try to pin them deep in their own territory, and then of course, hold them.
Deep man is Harvey Williams. High spinning kick that Williams will feel at his 8-yard line. Wedge forms. Here comes Harvey. He breaks the crust and is out to the 38-yard line. Williams, the player that the Patriot coaches said, we hope he stays right where he's been on the bench most of the game. This is a dangerous man with a football.
Wayne Saab made the tackle on the play, and they get up talking to each other. It's like, are you not supposed to tackle him? Watch Williams now. Watch what he does. No hesitation. Bang! He's through the hole now. Now he's got one man to beat. That's Saab, and Saab just drills him into the sideline. Watch it. They get up. They talk to each other. I got you. Got you. Now, the Patriots, even though the ball's at the 38-yard line, Patriots must hold on this first series of downs.
Okoye, they hold him, but they do it 5 yards downfield as he powers the ball out close to the 42-yard line. Lead tackler on the play again was Vincent Brown as the game clock ticks down, 6:50 to play.
You know, the thing about Okoye that's really interesting when he runs, and especially as a time runner offer of the clock. And I mean that Okoye is so big that it takes 3 or 4 guys to get him, which takes time. So, and there's a 45-second clock. So every time that he runs the ball, if they run the clock down to 2 or 3 seconds before they snap the ball, Okoye himself can run off almost a minute each time he carries the ball.
When the ball is spotted, it is 2nd down and 6. Play fake. Dave Craig fires it out. Makes the completion. Tim Barnett spins off tacklers. He's to the 44-yard line of New England. It's a first down for the Chiefs. Tim Barnett's first catch of the day, 21st of the year.
Craig was trying to throw the ball out in the flat. You see him talking to Jonathan Hayes. That's the man he wanted to throw the ball to. If you look at Craig to the right of the screen, see number 85? He's looking at him. He's tied up. So what he does, he turns around and dumps the ball to Barnett right there, who picks up the first down. Throws it low. The defense can't get to it. They're inside the 45-yard line. Clock is running.
Dale Carter, we're informed. There's Joe Collier, the defensive coordinator of the Patriots.
My old coach.
Dale Carter with an injured right shoulder for Kansas City, and his return is questionable at this point. And a number of injuries in this game. Right now, the Chiefs holding to a 7-point lead. Go back to the power game. Okoye slowed behind the line of scrimmage. And
Fumble.
the Patriots might have the ball. For sure, Okoye didn't have it when he hit the ground. Johnny Rembert was the guy who popped and freed it.
David Howard is the guy that picked it up, number 99. Okoye went into the line, and that ball just came out in a heartbeat.
Watch Johnny, 52.
Johnny's in the backfield. Watch this. Okoye gets the ball. Rembert reaches in and pops the... Oh, excuse me. That's Vincent Brown, number 59, that picks it, knocks the ball out. And then Howard ends up getting the football. What a great turner of events for the New England Patriots. They're now definitely back in the ball game.
Vincent Brown was the man. So the Patriots have the ball. at their 43-yard line.
Look at Vincent Brown. It's not going to be blocked. He just reaches in and pulls the ball right out of Okoye's hand. Great defensive play.
And again, the intensity of the rain picks up. John Stevens protecting the ball. The Chiefs hunting it. Joe Phillips, number 75, was the man who made the play. Game clock down to 5 minutes to go and running. 27-20 Kansas City. If Jeff Carlson should go down, Sean McCarthy, the punter, is the next quarterback to come in, such as he is at that position. Hugh Millen, of course, out with a shoulder injury. He re-injured it last week against the Colts. Tommy Hudson out for the season with a thumb fracture.
Now, if I'm going to attack this defense right now, you've got Irving Fryer up on J.C. Pearson, who hasn't been playing all day long. There's where you go.
A penalty marker comes in late. Is there a roughing the passer call on Sally Amu, or is there a holding call on New England? It was in the Patriots backfield.
He had holding against New England. But I don't know if you take this penalty because it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 or 2nd and 20.
I'd take it. Well,
I don't know. We'll see where the holding is.
63 offense, 10 yards, repeat 2nd down.
Gene Chilton, the center, is holding.
They're going to take the penalty. The ball is now moved back. And it brings up a 2nd down and 20 play for New England. Big Gene, 6-year man from the University of Texas.
Carlson is a left-handed quarterback, and now here comes, this is one thing the Patriots didn't need. This rain is really coming down now. But, you know, you got to look to him throwing strong to his left side because he is a left-handed quarterback, and now he's got Fryer on the left-hand side. One-on-one on Ross.
What a time to have to throw. The left-hander Carlson dumps it off, and it's a drop by John Stevens. A forward pass incomplete.
It was supposed to be a screen, but Sally Amua, number 6 or 97, really read the play well. I don't think the play would have gotten off. Redding blocking the left guard, number 70. Watch Sally Amua. He spins, but he spins right into the screen. See him? He's right here.
How hard was that to catch?
Well, I think he threw the pass a little bit too soon. Number 1.
He hit him right in the hands. You could have caught it with a blindfold on.
Well, no, it's wet.
And that brings up 3rd down. And we know they won't be going back to the screen to John Stevens on this play.
No, but you got to pick up 20, and that's the tough part.
Here comes the rush. They get it thrown out of the safety valve is Stevens. He won't get to the 1st down, but he does hold on and gets back to 10 yards, lost on the penalty. Tell you, a guy who's doing a terrific job in this team is Pat Harlow, the left tackle. He's keeping Derek Thomas pretty much out of the game.
Well, Neil Smith was there, and the guy that did a great job that time was Carlson. Jeff Carlson gets the ball off to the outside to John Stevens. I mean, he was sacked, could have been sacked by Neil Smith. Neil Smith was all over him. Watch the presence of mind of Carlson. And you're absolutely right. Harlow has just got Derek Thomas outside. Now, he steps up Carlson. Look at Neil Smith has got him around the waist. He dumps the ball to Stevens, picks up the 10, and now they have to punt. Maybe.
There's Sean McCarthy in to punt once again. He punted 10 times last week. That is not an indication your team is a winner. J.J. Burton goes back because of the injury to Dale Carter, and nicely fair catches the ball. A 39-yard punt by McCarthy in the rain. 4:06 to play in the game. And the Chiefs, holding to a 7-point lead, will have the ball when we come back.
Why can't van doors swing open instead of slide? Why do minivans handle like trucks? Why can't they feel more like a car? This is what the engineers at Mazda wondered when they designed the MVP.
Domino's. Call Domino's Pizza now and you'll be enjoying free twisty bread with our unlimited toppings pizza deal when the game is over.
With Paul McGuire, Don Crickey back at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The faithful hang in, and they've watched their Chiefs roll back under Marty Schottenheimer. As you look at the fumble count, 6 fumbles for the Chiefs. They've lost 4 of them. This is the team that's number 1 in the NFL on the plus side and giveaway takeaway. They were plus 20 coming in. The Patriots were minus 12, and they were last in the league. Okoye has been the workhorse back all day long as he, on a slant run, brings the ball out across the 20-yard line, close to the 22. Okoye now with 26 carries in this game for 82 yards.
And tackled again by Vincent Brown. All I want.
You're not going to hit that the way you're going.
Home field advantage.
You got to catch Buffalo and Pittsburgh. A team tied with Kansas City for first place in the AFC West. The San Diego Chargers will be going for their 9th win in the last 10 games today, and heavily favored to get it when they go against Cincinnati at Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego.
And if the Patriots hold on this play here, they should call timeout. They have 3 of them and a 2-minute warning, which is 4.
Our run again on a 2nd down play and 7. Ball is advanced close to the 21-yard line, and they do call the timeout.
I mean, there's no sense of going in with timeouts in this game or any other game in the locker room.
So Coach Garnecchia can only wait and hope his team gets it back for another shot at the end zone.
Back to the sideline, went over to Barry Word, showed him his hands. Barry said, look, I haven't even warmed up in 3.5 hours. Don't even think about coming out of the ball game. Just stay there, son. I'll applaud for you. I'll just stay here and keep warm under this nice coat. Barry's cheering him on.
Final score in. The 49ers win again. They go to 12-2, winning at Minnesota 20-17. And Atlanta runs over Tampa Bay 35-7 final. A little bit too much lead on the throw for Kimball Anders, number 38. Dave Craig took a hit after he released the ball. So that stops the clock, the incomplete pass. 3:08 to play in the game. Chiefs offense comes off, and the Patriots will get it back on a punt.
All right, Craig is going out. I mean that. First of all, it's really not a hit. He's tried. They're both looking downfield. Craig say, "Wait a minute, what do you hit me for?" But they're both looking downfield at the ball, and really there was no intent there. That play I don't think got a call, though. That little play action deal, with 4th and about 2.5 yards to go. Okoye just picked up 8.
Sullivan hits a high punt downfield. Stanley comes after it, fields it. This guy is bulletproof. He goes after it in the pouring rain, catches it on the dead run, and he gives the Patriots the ball on the Chiefs side of the field. Christmas Day, and NBC has a special holiday present for you. First at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, David Robinson and the San Antonio Spurs again.
Detroit beats Cleveland 24-14. Well, that's a hard loss, man.
Running straight ahead is the power back, John Stevens, who's been getting most of the carries in the second half in the absence of the injured Leonard Russell, who ran well for the Patriots, but went out with a rib injury.
Now, the Patriots, they still have 2 timeouts, and remember, and also the 2-minute warning. So, in essence, they have 3, and they're moving the ball. You don't have to get out of your offense. You have to worry about throwing the ball up in the air. Go ahead and go for it. You got in the backfield, you have Turner and Stevens, 2 big backs.
Stevens breaks into the secondary. He's to the 25-yard line with 2:15 to play.
And it's a blocking on the left side. You're talking again about Pat Harlow, Redding. They're on the left-hand side of this formation. Now the guys block back. You've got people pulling. Larry Williams, number 75, pulling, and then Stevens gets right up into the hole, picks up the first down, and now we got the 2-minute warning.
So 2 minutes to play, and the Patriots are still challenging to get back and tie the game. New England Patriots challenging. They're down by 7 to Kansas City. The Patriots dilemma all season, Paul. They can't win at home, and they can't win on the road, and where else can you play? But maybe they'll get a big play now and get back in this.
I think they have a very good chance. They have 2 timeouts to go. They're at the 2-minute warning. Just be patient. That's the most important thing. They've got to be patient because they're in a position to take this thing into overtime. Patience.
The tough weather conditions, though, make it more and more difficult. Here's a penalty marker down at the snap of the ball.
Patience
followed very quickly by big play. And big play becomes bigger now as they go 1st and 15. Reggie Redding moved a bit early.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a position where you want to make any mistakes. Number 70 is ready. He pulls too soon. Leonard Griffin, just as soon as he moved, he was right in behind him. I mean, but again, there's still 2 minutes to go in the ball game. You have 2 timeouts. You're only 31 yards away from the end zone. Field goal, as we know, does nothing for you. But you have a chance, and you don't have to start like throwing deep and doing dumb things. Be patient with this.
Here comes the rush. A bit behind the intended receiver was Scott Lockwood coming out of the backfield, or Kevin Turner coming out of the backfield. And Turner, who caught that touchdown pass before, they're looking at him as a target now.
Yeah, but he was open, too. The ball is thrown behind him. Look at this. He is open. But look how he has to turn. And when he does turn, Martin Bayless is there to make the play. If the ball was on target, it would have been caught. Maybe not for a first down, but they would have picked up about 10 or 12 on the play.
I'll tell you, Paul, you have to laud the play of Pat Harlow, the left tackle for the Patriots. He's taken 58. Watch him now. He's been taking Derek Thomas, one of the great pass rushers, out of the game.
And by himself.
This time they go the other way. John Stevens will run it. He gets some room, protects the ball, fights his way, and he's down inside the 25-yard line. And the game clock is down to 1:46 to play.
And the Patriots will take a timeout. You see, this is being patient. You had 2nd and 15. You're in a position, you know you're in 4-down territory. And then they just turned around and picked up about 6 or 7 yards on the play. That's good. You still have 2 downs to pick up 9 yards. And you still have a timeout. And you have a minute and 45 seconds on the clock.
So there's time to work with. They need a touchdown and an extra point to tie it up. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. The coordinating producer of NBC's football is John Faratzis. Today's game produced by Terry Ewert. Directed by John Gilmartin. Associate Director Dick Ellis. Production Associate Molly Solomon. Technical Manager Mike Matthews. Production Manager Sally Hughes. Technical Director Jeff Court. We're coming to you from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. It has been a tough day for the Chiefs. Heavily favored. They were behind 7-0 after the first play from scrimmage, and they had the ball. They fumbled it, and the Patriots scored, and now they've rallied back. Here's a high snap. Imminent disaster. Who's got the ball? If it's the Chiefs, it's over. Derek Chiefs have the ball.
The one time that Derek Thomas is there, and you cannot blame Pat Harlow for this. The ball was set high. Now the question is, does he get the ball? Yes, he did. Derek Thomas ends up with the ball. I mean, you're in a position, and we saw it. Zolak had a snap over his head. Carlson, early in the game when Zolak had the ball snapped over his head, and here you are again with Carlson now. Look at this. There's nothing he can do. Derek Thomas is getting around Harlow, but Harlow is still blocking. He would have taken Derek Thomas beyond the quarterback, but Derek Thomas hustling, gets to the football. This game is over with. The ball is up in the air. Nothing Carlson can do. There's Thomas, heads up. Harlow is there trying to block him. Gets a good heads-up play by the defense, and no chance for the quarterback.
Certainly wasn't Jeff Carlson's fault. Another game effort by the Patriots as they come close, but they'll go down to their 12th loss of the season against just 2 wins.
You don't even hand this baby off. You just take a knee and then force the New England Patriots to take their final timeout.
That's the super protection offense they have. Dave Craig wisely downs the ball, and the Patriots call and are allotted their final timeout with 1:38 left to play. So all Donnie Skarnecki and the Patriots can hope for now is that somehow there's an errant snap and the ball comes free on the field. It probably won't happen.
I think one of the things talking to this team yesterday, and you know, when you look at the attitude, this team has not quit. Boy, and they've had every opportunity this year because all the things that have gone bad, that could go bad, went bad for them. But this team never quit, and they were in this ball game. They fought their way back in this ball game. They were down by, 14 points with 10 minutes left to go, scored, got back in the ball game. When they look at the films, they'll see good things for next year.
Marv Cook was saying last night, Paul, that every week you see a lot of good things, that there's just not enough of them that turn a game. But it changes fast. San Diego was 4-12 last year. They're going to be a playoff team, it appears right now. Buffalo was 2-14 consecutive years not that long ago. In '86, I think they were 2-14, and in '90 they were in the Super Bowl.
Well, I'll tell you what, I still think that the Kansas City Chiefs have some problems running the football. They have not solved that problem yet. I mean, this is a day that you're going to, it gives you a chance to work on you with your offensive line, Crick. But what I've seen, pounding away at the line is not going to win football games for them going down the stretch. And they still have a major problem with this offensive line blocking.
And as the people point out, if you can't run it in the playoffs, you can't win. Your first playoff game will be your last one. You've got to run the ball to win in the playoffs.
Especially with this team, because this team depends so much on Craig in the play-action situation. And the only thing that sets up play-action is running the football, because all play-action plays come off of running plays.
Tim Grunhard, who's graded out as the best offensive lineman for the Chiefs this year, the young center, he's been out with an injury, and the running game really stopped when he went out. Now we're going to check the Hager wrinkle-free cotton play of the game. Number 42 is Mincy at the lower left-hand portion of your screen.
He will come up, pick up the fumble.
There it is, a room service, 2 hops, and off he goes. Much like Tim Go to the Patriots did earlier in the game at this same end of the field.
And the man who made the tackle was Lonnie Martz, number 51.
Knocked it free. So that's going to just about do it here as the game clock ticks away. The Patriots powerless to stop it. So after their long day getting here, they have another long trip back to Boston. And Coach Schottenheimer saw some things he has to like, particularly the tenacity of his team when they were way down, fighting their way back to take the lead.
Well, the problem is that there should be 3 seconds on the clock, and they got down to 1 second because there is going to be a penalty on this play because of delay of game. Now, but the Patriots are looking and say, wait a minute, this is 4th down. There should be 3 seconds on the clock. I think they'll change that, but what's happening is that Kansas City will take a snap. They will take a snap. They got to put it in play, and then the clock will start. But there should be more than 1 second on this clock, Rick. There should be 3.
Well, referee Nemmers is going to make sure that they have the right number up. And here he is to say,
set the game clock at 4 seconds, please.
There you go.
3 more. That's good. Now what do the Kansas City Chiefs do? They snap the ball, because remember, if the play is blown dead, I would snap the ball and run around a little bit with it if you're going to do that.
Start running right back towards your end zone.
That's
Run
right.
out of your end zone.
Why not? And if you have to throw it out, go ahead and throw it out and take the safety, because it doesn't mean anything. They're sending the punter in, and I don't think they're going to let him punt. I would not let him punt the ball. I mean, this doesn't make it much sense to do this.
All.
Take the ball, run back towards the goal line, and throw it out of the end zone. Take the safety. The clock runs out. You win by 5.
Stranger things have happened.
They're all bunched in.
Patriots are coming with an 11-man rush. They have nobody back.
They may send this to McNair. They call
now
timeout.
Kansas City calls a timeout. Next for the Chiefs, a game against the Giants next Saturday. You'll see it here on NBC Sports. There is the special teams coach, Kurt Schottenheimer. Next for the Patriots, they go to Cincinnati.
You think the Chiefs want a timeout? There's let's see, 24 on the sidelines want timeout. Kurt Schottenheimer, he wants timeout.
Majority rule, they call it timeout.
And all the guys on the field call timeout, so we got a whole bunch of people. I mean, I don't understand. I would probably, I would put a disaster guy there. I'd never make this snap. I'm telling you. There's too many things can go wrong on this snap. And the thing about it is the Patriots have no one back. Now, I would put Stanley, at least have one guy back there. In case he does get it off, then you would, especially with Stanley, he can run.
Special thanks also to our NBC technicians who put up with some really tough conditions to do a great job covering this game. As the punt is hit downfield, that's the last play of the game. Our thanks to Don and Phil Wilsey and to Swede Malm here in the booth as the Chiefs, hard fought, come away with their 9th win of the season, and they'll have at least a share of first place in the AFC West, depending on the outcome of the San Diego-Cincinnati game. And even if San Diego wins, the Chiefs still have the lead from a tiebreaker standpoint. We'll be coming back to Arrowhead Stadium in a moment. 27-20 is the final. And a legally touched ball was our official ruling, which means that there is time for one play for the New England Patriots. And a miraculous one it must be.
They got to get some guys out of the locker room. They got a major problem. I mean, there are guys upstairs getting undressed. If you take a look at our tunnel on the right-hand side, here it is, the blocking here, and they say illegal touching by the kicking team.
It's rolling. So the Patriots will have one down, looking for something monumental to happen, an all-time event in the history of their franchise if they ever score off of this in the rain. But they will have one more play.
There's the tunnel. There's Patriots. There's the defensive guys. They're getting in the tunnel. They're getting ready to get in position, get a shower. Some of the guys are coming back. Half the guys are on the bench. Half the guys are in the tunnel. And they're going to throw a ball downfield. Now, let me tell you something. These guys are not allowed on this side of the field. You're not allowed over here. This will be a penalty. They got to be at it. They got to be on their side of the field.
Well, no official is warning him of that fact.
Well, there's some coaches down there also. I mean, you got to get your people. Technically, these guys are not allowed on this side of the field.
Well, here comes our final play after what we thought was the final play.
Oh, and then they got movement. Chung moved.
So what it has come down to after this long day in the rain is some bad news Bears football to close it out. The lights are also not working very well. We're going to be in darkness here in a moment.
They started turning the lights out here, and now they can't get them back on again.
Number 69, prior to the snap, the clock was not running. There will still be an opportunity for one play after a 5-yard penalty.
And this is what they call the illegal touching of the ball.
Touching of a very wet ball.
That's right. I always thought you can down it, but I guess the last play of the game, you're not allowed to down it. But I'm still concerned about the guys in the tunnel because they're on the wrong side of the field, and that is also a penalty.
Here it is, the final play of the game. Could it be a safety? Allison lofts it downfield. It's picked off. It might be a score. Now they're not even going to try. Martin Bayless picks it off, and that officially ends the game and gives the Kansas City Chiefs their victory. A 27-20 win over the New England Patriots. So the Chiefs go to 9-5 and will have at least a share of first place in the AFC West at the end of the day.
And it really is. They're all big wins, but I mean, for the Chiefs, I mean, they really got to scare the New England Patriots. You're going to see a lot of positive things in the film when they look at it tomorrow, Craig.
But they fall now to 2-12, heading to Cincinnati next week. Now for Paul McGuire, this is Don Crickey. The Old Spice NFL Live postgame report is coming up next.